Oh,
Not you!
There we go.
the most professional one of us all.
There's my technical problems fixed. Sorted. There we go. I was just noticing that my microphone was going way into red.
God,
Anyway.
hang on. Is that not copied what I've...
More technical problems here. And
No, I'm just... Oh, it has! It's just not... I did the title, and it's just like, nope, I'm just kicking you back to yesterday.
So while you're sorting the title. So hello, everyone, and welcome to the Salad Podcast. So this is our monthly cast where we discuss just stuff. So this month we've got a couple of our regulars. We'll start with our wonderful shiny cat. Say hello.
Oh.
Hello. So if you don't know who Kat is a wonderful streamer who streams all sorts of wonderful things from Dead by Daylight, Worms, and PlayStation, GTA, you name it, it's on her stream. And certainly has some of the most fun Jackbox evenings that I've ever encountered. So I definitely recommend. So we'll then move on to Wee John. A horror streamer and who's currently making waves with his Ark series on Monday nights. Say hello.
The we must flow.
The we must flow.
The we must flow. Desert we, spice we, the we. Anyway, sorry.
Spiced we.
We for Christmas.
And we also have on tonight our Captain Naboo, or man of many names. He's been absent for a while. He's been very busy with real life things, but it's good to see his face and once again gracing our screens. So welcome back.
Good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Here we go.
Okay.
And lastly, I'll introduce myself. I'm Professor Lettuce. I'm a professional waste of space, as I say in every stream. And tonight I'm going to be hosting this wonderful stream where we're going to be discussing science fiction. So we've had quite a few interesting ones. We've done horror, we've done cartoons, and now we've got the wonderful pleasure to discuss in our crazy style fashion science fiction. So because science fiction is so broad, we've decided to split it up into maybe two parts. So what we'll do is we'll sort of discuss science fiction series to begin with, and then we'll talk a little bit about science fiction movies, because we've got a few decent science fiction movies that have been coming out recently, and I certainly want to talk about Dune. I have opinions. Yep, and then we'll finish with a quiz, because it was so popular in our last stream. Due to my lack of unpreparedness, this one has actually been produced by our lovely Kat for this stream. So there'll be 20 questions at the end, and of course I am going to get destroyed, because I think unless it's going to be Star Trek, I am going to be in severe issues. So that's my thing, or Warhammer 40,000 is my second strongest point, but we won't go into those. So as we're going to be discussing series first, I think we'll kind of go around the board, and usually we like to discuss like our favorite science fiction series to begin with. So our favorite series. So let's go around. I think I will start with, let me just pick a face. Wee John, can you start ours this time around? What's your favorite sort of sci-fi series?
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Is it of all time?
It brought me back to Star Wars. It's fucking awesome. And it's expanding. Oh, there's nothing in all time. I mean, like Lost in Space, black and white Lost in Space. If you want me to pick one, I cannot. Recently, it's Mandalorian. Originally, I remember being in my granny's house every Sunday morning watching Lost in Space on the black and white TV. Danger! Danger, Will Robinson, arms flailing wildly. Fucking creepy Dr. Smith, looking back at it. Oh, there was vibes off him now.
I loved it, but I thought the only thing that spoiled it was the CGI Luke Skywalker coming in. It really just sort of uncanny valleyed me to hell, and it kind of spoiled the whole thing.
There's a lot of controversy about how they could have done it, but no, I mean, the fact that they kept that a secret as well was pretty good. But no, I just like the feel of it, the style of it, the fact that Jon Favreau's kind of bringing something back to the franchise that I've missed. So as a series, that I mean, look, there's Mandalorian armor behind me. I'm that excited about the whole thing. It's totally got me back into it, and it's spawned other series. Book of Boba Fett this December. Oh my God, my pants will be so wet. I won't be wearing pants.
I don't know.
I'll have a paddling pool.
He's got a bit chonky, hasn't he?
Oh no! If you watch the recent trailer, I think he's trimmed down. He's trimmed down. I mean, those Tuscan robes can only hide so much wibbly wobbly bobba, but I think he's trimmed down for the actual series.
Has anyone else seen it? Has anyone else seen the series? Mandalorian.
No.
Yeah. We
Oh,
watched it.
yeah,
Yeah.
What did you think?
I'm not.
You're being careful here because we John will find you and.
Oh no, I don't care. I don't get wet for.
where I live.
I don't get wet for Mandalorian. I like it. It's nice to have more of the Star Wars universe, but I'm like, there's bits of it I'm just a bit like it's very slow.
So you prefer the more wham bam, thank you ma'am, or slow burners? Because I mean. When we're talking about slow, we're talking series 3, season 3 of The Expanse. Okay, talk about slow. Okay, that's just, you might as well just die and wake up 3 episodes later and nothing will have happened. So.
Oh no, I just prefer the original 3 films, and then anything else they've done since has been okay or kind of terrible.
Well, we'll bring that up later, I think.
Before I get moved on, Children of June miniseries. Children of June.
Children of June, yeah. Certainly.
I didn't realise Mr. McAvoy was that handsome young Duke.
That's been. When did that come out? In the early 2000s?
2003.
2003.
Yeah.
I think I never got to see it. I've seen clips of it. I've never really seen it. But then, as I said earlier, I'm when we were in our pre-stream, I haven't seen Battlestar Galactica and just started watching it this week because it was on Amazon Prime. It's not shilling for Amazon, but yeah, it's well, it's all right. But my thing with The Mandalorian was it's got a slow burner, but it's more world building. It's like they're trying to rebuild the damage from what's been sort of been done.
It's a gateway drug.
Yeah.
It'll spin off into other lovely things. I like how Ray Park's got in trouble for posting stuff on the Obi-Wan series.
Oh yeah, they're doing an Obi-Wan series as well, right?
Yeah. He's been posting stuff off set and they're like,
Ewan McGregor in it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Sold.
And Ray Park's revising his role as Darth Maul, and he's been in trouble because he's been posting things.
Because he's got robot legs.
I hope so.
Legs.
He should do, but at that point in the timeline, he does have robot legs. He's probably on his 3rd leg of robot legs. He's got like a hefty warranty every time he takes
3
out
legs
insurance.
and 1 middle leg. Or...
They call me tripod.
That's good on rough terrain.
Well,
I mean, if it's that sci-fi, I mean, they could have gone a bit sillier. I mean, are they trying to hold in with some of the stuff that was in the expanded universe for Star Wars? Because a lot of that stuff has just been binned.
Well, I think because Favreau's tapped into it, and people have been like, "Thank fuck." I think they're going to pull a lot more back into it. Because, yeah, it was a big mistake from. I understand why they did it, but it was a bit of a cop out. It was a bit of this is our stamp. Wham! Fuck everything else. This is how. And then Kathleen's like, "Oh, we're just scratching stuff. We're building stuff because we have nothing to go on." I'm like, you just chucked out a ton of shit, and now it's all coming back. Grand Admiral Thrawn, all this. It's like, we told you so. So it's nice.
Rant that you told me earlier in Discord DMs.
I know.
I know. And it's taken less than 10 minutes.
I know. I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised it's taken 10 minutes. I thought it'd be like 3 or 5. Right. Anyway, pass me on to somebody for God's sake.
We'll come back to it later. We'll come back to it later. So Kat. What series do you want to bring up?
Farscape. It's my favourite sci-fi of all time. Fucking love Farscape. I remember watching the end of season 4 with my dad on BBC Two, and you know the bit where they go, and I remember screaming at the TV because I knew it hadn't been renewed for season 5, and I was like, "How dare you fucking end it there!" Anyway, I then joined and went heavy fangirl on bringing it back for the Peacekeeper Wars. I think it's the reason I ended up getting Twitter was so I could be like, "Come on, guys, sign a petition, do the thing, give me the series." And then a couple of years later, we got the 3-hour Peacekeeper Wars special, and it was perfect. It was like, it just tied up every loose end, and it was brilliant. I fucking love Farscape. It's so good. The character progression, the special effects. Season 1, granted, looks quite dated, but so does season 1 of Buffy. But like, the character progression is amazing. The story arcs just get incredible, and you really do feel like it is one man versus the universe, and Earth is pretty fucked. It's just so good. I have rewatched it so many times.
What are you doing there, John? Just like bashing into your sweeties. But I mean, I watched it as well. I mean, I only saw, I think, maybe the first 2 seasons for reasons. I think I was moving around a lot at that point. But I kind of got, the first season was really impressed visually. It just, I got a little bit Muppety at points for me.
There were less Muppets in seasons 2, 3, and 4, and in my opinion, season 3 and 4 were the best. Because it really focused on the whole stuff with Scorpius and the Scarans and the Peacekeepers. And
Scorpius, the S&M dude with a bit, he's just walking around.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, Wayne Pygram, when he's not got all the stuff on his face, he's like, he looks like a completely normal dude. You see him there, you're like, fuck, he's terrifying. But then they even explain the link from Sebaceans to humans and stuff, and it's so good. It's so good. But the end of the Peacekeeper Wars ending ends up being quite brutal in some regards. But it's like a really, that's goodbye. That's it. It's finished. It's done. And I think that's the other reason I really like it, is because it got the ending it deserved, which a lot of sci-fi shows don't get. Like, notably Firefly.
Yeah.
Serenity wasn't much of a. I mean, it tried, but it wasn't a very good job of trying to end the series.
Yeah.
The comic books obviously go into a lot more detail.
But the reason I think I didn't get into it, because I started watching Lex round about the same time Farscape came out. And Lex for me was just so much, I'm not going to say the word better because it was different, but it was extreme sci-fi to a point where it was just mental. And I guess it also, being a bit younger, it was also a lot more sexual. It was on like Channel 5 at like late at night or something, Channel 4, and I'm like,
sci-fi.
at like 1 a.m, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah,
yeah, baby.
And but I still didn't understand what was. I think with Farscape, I never understood what was going on ever. There was episodes where I've just gone, I have no clue what's going on here. Even after watching like the previous episodes, I'm just like, not a clue.
Human gets sucked through wormhole, ends up slamming straight into the leader of what is essentially space Nazis, and then the guy goes nuts and goes on this quest to just find him and have his revenge. Then they end up being on the same team because Scorpius is so much worse. In all of this, somehow the secret of the universe of wormholes is put in John's head. Scorpius wants it, and you're like, oh fuck, and he didn't even know it was in his head. So it then unravels, and by the end of it, it's like the very end of the Peacekeeper Wars, you were stood on the precipice of, if John doesn't get what he wants, he is gonna TKO the universe because he's done. I know, yeah.
I think the crew was the thing that was so weird to me.
I love the crew because they were escaped convicts, and it's just
tiny wee guy that farts, if I remember rightly.
He's space fart.
It's space farts. Yeah, he's powered by space farts almost. It's like
Who isn't?
Yeah, oh yeah, and it was helium he farts out, isn't it? And everyone nearby starts speaking really high.
Yeah.
The smell is farts.
Is this the one that floats about on the platform?
Yes. Yeah.
I want to fart helium. That's my goal now.
It'd be better than what you currently fart.
Ooh, it's methane.
You've been smelling my farts, Andy. You've been smelling my farts.
Storing gas.
How would you know?
It's a different podcast.
That's, or is it? It's science fiction. Who knows what's powering John?
This is science fact, baby.
Oh god.
Oh dear. Yeah. So, Andy, have you got a
Yes.
series you wanna bring up?
Well, I mean, the one I keep going back to, and Kat mentioned earlier, would be Firefly. I love Firefly. I mean, it's such a shame it's only the first season, well, the only season. But other than that, I don't know. I like working my way through the Star Trek series. That's quite good fun. Try to watch them all in sort of time order as best I can. But yeah, I think probably the one I obsessed most over would be Firefly.
But that's an interesting one compared to like the Mandalorian there, because it's very sci-fi western. To a
Yeah,
point.
it was Space Cowboys.
Space Cowboys, not Cowboy Bebop. I just watched that. It's
Oh.
horrible.
I feel bad I didn't mention Babylon 5.
Oh yeah,
That's on my list.
that was.
the thing is, there's so many good ones out there.
I know, it's overwhelming.
It's a good suggestion. Like, at least they managed to expand it out again, and it gets quite graphic and quite. It's quite a gritty series, but there's a lot of stories kind of coming together, and it can get quite complicated, but it also can get quite boring in certain environments as well. But yeah, I suppose it's built for different types of TV, whereas there's certain series that are built very much to be watched sequentially, and then there's ones that are built so you can just pop in and watch one and have fun. Things like Star Trek, for example, you could just watch one episode, it can be enjoyable, and then there's an overall arcing storyline, but it doesn't really matter if you've seen all of it, you'll kind of get it each time anyway. But I suppose it depends on what they're producing it for, and what budget they have, so what length of series it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. But so with Firefly, I mean, ultimately, the writer comes from Buffy and then goes and writes this. When you watch it again and think of it in the sort of term, that sort of, it is literally Buffy. It's almost a bit like Buffy in space. The way that the characters interact, the sort of.
There were no space vampires, though.
Which is unfortunate, but you could call the Reavers a little bit. They eat people. They're worse.
Yeah,
they do everything but suck your blood.
Huge points for Christina Hendricks, though.
Oh, absolutely. That's. Oh yeah, it's just. Oh, I'm a maiden. Nope.
I'm a
I think I'll talk about my favorites. I think there's quite too many choices. I'm in with John on this. It's just that I was thinking about what one have I watched the most and enjoyed the most, and I am definitely in the Deep Space Nine place. I've watched Deep Space Nine about maybe 10 times end to end, and there's a face palm from Kat.
It was
Apart from Enterprise, I swear that's the weakest.
Really? Get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
No,
It was like, kick.
you leave. Go. Take your blurry background with you. It was the first sci-fi series that was worth binge watching before we were able to binge watch series. It was designed for binge watching.
I did enjoy the way that like all the other ones.
The story was like all encompassing through all the sea. Oh my God, Kat. Never marrying you.
It was a nice environment to do the from a single point, or they weren't messing about buggering off into various parts of the world. It was there dealing with all the shit that happened there.
No, I would disagree on that if you've watched it, because there's a lot of fucking about in other planets.
Wormhole action, baby.
But it's like Quark. Quark is hilarious, and the fact that Quark and Quarks gets a nod now in Lower Decks is quite funny. But there was just other bits of it. I was just like, oh.
But it really depends on what you want from a sci-fi. I think that's the sort of the point. Is the reason I got into it is because I loved the story, like watching an episode and finding the tie-in that may come in future episodes, and it all kind of, the story sort of evolves, and then it goes into a big old galactic war. They add politics and stuff like that, and that's also,
like
as you met,
5.
exactly, Babylon 5 is the other series that felt very similar, that you've kind of got to keep watching it to find out the next thing. So,
Bits of puzzles, you have to be like...
And I've always been, and I think it's got brought up even in the cartoon cast that we had, is for me, it's the ones that have like consistent story over a season or several season that really draw me in. But I love sort of the world building that was done like on the sort of on the Next Generation. Yeah, the Next Generation is just, it built the universe. It literally added, apart from maybe the Ferengi, because they were just like, they were really poor in that.
They had weird foam webs. There's that, when you first met them in the episode, they had weird foam electric sex whips. They were like big bondage ear aliens.
They had them again in Lower Decks. They were ridiculous. I was like, what?
But then Deep Space Nine fleshed them out a bit, and you had the Grand Nagus and Fregna. But before that, you were like, what the fuck?
I thought Voyager was the weakest, personally.
Not Discovery.
Enterprise.
Well,
I quite like Discovery, but I've heard a lot of bad things about it.
Discovery.
I love Discovery. I haven't watched the start of season 4 yet, but I love Discovery.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it so far. But
I'm all over the place with it right now.
Season 1 of Discovery was great. The sort of start of Discovery. Then it just went wrong.
Okay.
I'll go really, really quick and devolve into some weird reptile thing. It's like and have a baby.
Terran Empire. I was so gutted we didn't get more of the Terran Empire because it's been covered in the books a lot, and you were like, "Oh yes, they're actually going to do it." Oh, they did it for an episode. Fuck.
Yeah, they didn't do much in Discovery. They did a little bit in. Yeah, a little bit in DS9, a little bit in the and there was a bit in. There was quite a lot of it in Discovery, right?
Well, there's constant nods to the Terran Empire, but you literally got one episode set in the Terran Empire, which was disappointing.
Yeah.
And now it's a simulation on the Lower Decks where someone's trying to pretend to. Yeah, but I can't believe you think Discovery's the weakest, but then I think DS is the weakest, so but it is what it is. We just don't talk about Enterprise. It's got the shittest themes. No. Terrible.
It doesn't exist. The whole Time War shit. Fuck off. Eagles and fly through the universe, yeah.
I was just waiting for him to hit his combat and be like, Al, when are we leaping next? Are we done here? Can I leap into the next Quantum Leap? Surprise! New series.
Oh, Quantum Leap.
Oh, see, another sci-fi series. Boosh. That was accidental, but.
But then sadly, the second main guy from Quantum Leap died recently. I can't remember his name.
Oh no!
I was like, oh no. Oh no, I used to love that. And then Buck Rogers as well.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Twinkie. No.
Wow.
Dr. Theodopodopoulos, the best robot necklace ever.
I mean, the 60s and 70s was a wild time for sci-fi.
Terrahawks.
Oh yeah, the weird wrinkly head thing.
Where footballs and square robots fought each other over humans and wrinkly-headed overseers. It was like Thunderbirds, but on acid.
How far into the future do you need to go for it to start being a sci-fi?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, for me, I think it could. I mean, some of these 70s and shows, they said 2000 and 2001 was the science future, but I don't think science fiction has got a time limit. I mean,
you ever watch that series called Warehouse 13?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry.
Would that be considered sci-fi-ish, or is that more something else?
That's more historical fantasy, isn't it? It's a bit sci-fi, a bit fantasy, and a bit historical.
There's a load of weird gadgetry in it, but it's
yeah.
But
it's all tied to historic artifacts. But yeah, that was a bloody good show as well.
It was, yeah.
Because a lot of the things, I mean, all of Star Wars is sci-fantasy rather than science fiction, but I think it's got to be sort of lumped together in the general science fiction category. So it could really, anything that's got a science basis or scientific framework, I think could go under science fiction. But I don't think a time period really kind of works for it. Because there's some things that you could... I very much doubt you would be able to do like a caveman series and then say somebody comes in with a car and called it a sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really the point. I think it's like if we take into what the envision of the future is going to be, or that could really be what science fiction is. Unless it's Star Wars, which is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
But no, like the Riders didn't necessarily go into the future. It was all like more multiverse kind of alternate reality thing. That was set like in the same time period, but if things had just been different, in the same way that Doctor Who can go forward and back, in the same way that Back to the Future goes back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep, because Doctor Who would probably be one of the ones the wife would bring up, because that one's... Is it science fiction? I would say yes, because it's Doctor Who, but it's...
Yeah, there's technology that we don't understand is in it.
It's British camp at its best, I think. But there's some classic episodes in there which have... I mean, some horrors that have come through. It's sort of sci-fi horror. Like, Cybermen give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know why. They just do.
The angels.
Oh, the Weeping Angels, the ones that came in.
Angels.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, I mean, the best science fiction that has recently come out, and I mean pure science fiction, was probably The Expanse, because it is literally so close to science and reality, but it's just set in the future. Well, if you don't... Well, if you don't include all of the weird special particle thing that's great proto-molecule stuff that it did, I would say it's pretty close.
Oh, we've got a virus we're dealing with at the moment. It's not quite as bad as that one, but you know.
Yeah.
Chat saying quantum leap surely causes division because it's.
Not among us, clearly.
Not us. No, I don't think.
Sorry, chat.
That's you shut down, Boris. Sorry.
So he's saying it's not science fiction at all. It's a guy who travels through time.
He's suggesting it causes division. It's like a boundary series.
Sort of like Black Mirror, kind of.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things in there that are sort of science fiction, but it's like a reflection.
Twilight Zone.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. That would be straight up horror, I think, with Stranger Things.
Yeah. In terms of like really new sci-fi, we fucking loved Avenue 5. Because it was just so funny. And so daft and so dark, but like clearly sci-fi, but just like the Ring of People. But yeah, I hope they do more of that. That was really good. We haven't seen The Expanse, but yeah.
Yep, I would certainly recommend it. I mean, a lot of it is, I mean, it's space. It's what would happen if you had people going into space. You've got sort of Mars is its own country, sort of its own civilization that's split off from Earth. You've got Earth, who sort of tries to control the whole solar system, and then you've got the sort of people that live out in the fringes, the Belters, who speak in a different dialect. They sort of
Afrikaans style.
Sort of Afrikaans they all speak, and they're all sort of shipfarers, and their entire civilization has grown up in that sort of... They can't go onto a planet because their body is all sort of atrophied. They can't go onto a planet because their bodies just don't have the musculature to stand on the gravity. There's all sorts of things such as that to go in space, you've got to increase your speed. But in doing so, if you accelerate too much, you literally mince your body. So they have to pump themselves full of this sort of drug just to be able to withstand the accelerations they need to travel at high speed. So there's lots of little things that... I think in one of the first few episodes, there was people struggling in space where their ship was full of holes and they're running out of air. And all they've got is sort of their suits on, and they've got to sort of try and patch up the ship and try and survive to get picked up by someone. But if someone does pick them up, it would take them ages to find them because they're a tiny speck in the middle of space. So there's a lot of things.
There's like little science points that you wouldn't normally think of. So most of the ships don't have gravity. They don't have a big spinny bit to do the gravity. So if you get shot, blood pools in, it doesn't set. It doesn't, if you have gravity, it doesn't just pull to the bottom. It floats about. So wounds in zero gravity will kill huge numbers of people because how do you set in zero gravity? It doesn't. So they have to get them to gravity ships or to the planet to heal them. And it's like bringing up points like that is just a really good plot. It sets you up for a really good plot point. You have to go and find help in these satellite stations that have gravity wells and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's not just every ship has some sort of fancy gravity thing that makes flat surfaces, work for gravity.
Well, a lot of people might not like it because it is too real for sci-fi.
Yeah, it's quite real.
Oh yeah, that's. But Boris is like, there's a great scene in Life where Ryan Reynolds has floating blood in space. Ugh. How'd you clean that up? Did you get like space towels? You're like
a sponge or a vacuum.
Space sponge.
Vacuum.
Chase it around the room. Or space vampire.
I want to suck your space blood. Yes.
I always thought the 100 failed on that point because it sent 100 kids to Earth who had been born on a bloody spaceship, but suddenly they were fine with the gravity. Like that. I mean, they had fake gravity on the ship, but they were fine. Do you know what I mean? Apart from like,
you'd have to spin the ship pretty bloody quickly to get
1G.
The gravity.
Yeah,
1G. Yeah,
but they didn't. It was just this big circle, and it was like, pretty chill. They were born in space. They get sent to Earth, and the first thing I remember sitting there going is like, I know they're guinea pigs to see if it's not irradiated enough to live there anymore or whatever, but like, they're all coping fine.
Yeah.
This isn't right.
It's not like the original Battlestar Galactica, which had a bunch of kids that went to planet Earth and then could jump over buildings. I don't know if any of you remember that.
Yeah.
Oh God, everyone on Earth was like, "Way!" They could lift cars because their muscles are so. It's like.
In the Orville, it's the series I was talking about before we started filming. There's a planet there that's like 4 or 5 times the size of Earth, so obviously has much higher gravity, and they're kind of known to be super strong. But the Orville is quite comedic, so they keep going through like the same. The captain keeps going, "Yeah, open this jar of pickles for me," and they open a door and he just rips the door in half and stuff. So it's quite amusing. If you like serious science fiction, I wouldn't bother. But if you fancy a bit of a giggle, it is quite good fun.
A lot of people have really praised the Orville for sort of filling that gap where sort of the modern Star Trek doesn't hit.
It's funny in a way because like whenever something bizarre happens and the Star Trek crew just go, "Yeah, that's perfectly normal. We'll just deal with this." They turn around and go, "What the hell?" and can deal with it. Which it's kind of like that's how you would react to that situation. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense. But do we just shoot it or what? And then carry on with their day. But it's quite amusing.
But here's the sort of question to the group is, but what is it about sci-fi that you enjoy? I mean, I guess a lot of us have been on a few of these casts where it's sort of, we've talked about cartoons and how we've enjoyed them and these sort of things. Is it based off nostalgia, do you think? Or is this maybe something in science fiction, maybe it's that really excites your mental capacity maybe? Or how do you feel?
imagine what we could achieve if we stopped all the fucking infighting. I like I like both modern day and sort of future set sci-fi. I like all of it, but what always gets me is the unknown unknowns. So like anything to do with multiverse or anything to do with being thrown somewhere we've never explored before. I love that discovery of the unknown. Maybe that's because I grew up on Star Trek. I don't know, because I grew up on original and next gen. And I just really enjoyed that. And then all the sci-fi that I've enjoyed since has been either like the survival aspect of it, which is obviously Battlestar once you get into the nitty gritty, Farscape to a degree because he has to survive, or just the sort of the different civilizations that people come up with, because we don't know what's out there. We're definitely not alone. But aliens, man.
Aliens.
Yeah, like, how cool. But we'll never know. But like, it was even watching something far back, Space Precinct, where humans and aliens work together, and you know, we changed to the 25 or 26 hour day or whatever it was, and everyone
Space
had to adjust.
Precinct.
Like,
Jesus,
yeah.
that's a flashback. Oh my god.
That was cheesy.
Oh yes.
I loved it. Oh, it was terribly cheesy, but I loved it. But it's all that. It's just the unknown, aliens and the unknown for me, anyway.
Has anyone ever got thoughts? Because from my side, it's more wonder. It is just something. It almost feels the same sort of fantasy role. It's the sense of scale or sense of just being a completely different world almost. It's a part of escapism to me. So that's what something always drives me in, because anything that I've got into sort of, it's always been some form of escapism. So whether it's been fantasy, science fiction, reading, even straight up, you know, if we're not talking about just books, a lot of cases we talk about series and TV and these sort of things on these casts. But for me, the same thing happens with books, that I could just get lost in a different universe. So that's something that, but sci-fi is probably, out of all of the different sort of alternative themes, has been the one that just has gripped me more than anything else, just due to the sort of level of difference to our normal reality that we actually have. But you have that point, and I agree with you, Kat, it's like what could be, or what really hope it won't be in some regards. Because there's absolutely, for some things like Expanse, oh hell, I don't want us to end up in that position where we have free warring nations kicking each other in the face in space. No way, I don't want that to happen. But it's interesting to watch nonetheless. So
I think for me it's quite basic. It's variety. Whereas like a typical Earth drama, you know, doctors doing doctor things, you've got a fairly tight framework of what's going to happen. Sick people and some political, office politics, that sort of thing is going to happen. There might be some relationships or some such thing, but you know, it's
touch me.
Something like that, yes. But in space, anything can happen. Literally, we're already floating around up there, which is way beyond what we can already do. So you know, it's very much down to whoever's writing it. They could do whatever, as long as it's. I mean, obviously, there's a scope of how much people will go, well, that's just bullshit. But you know, within a certain framework, you can do pretty much anything.
I think you've come up with a good idea there. I mean, you just, as soon as you said like a doctor doing doctor things, I'm like, how cool would that be as a sci-fi? Like as a doctor series, like it's like a sort of like Space Precinct, but in a sort of ER setting where they've just coming in with random monster like aliens that are gonna go, all right, okay, well, how do we fix this? And
this thing has 72 tentacles. Oh god!
You'll sell this to Netflix. That's what we'll do. I'd certainly watch that. That'd be really fun to watch. Well, what's about sci-fi, John? Because you're probably the most entrenched in sort of the Star Wars way, because you used to know so much about everything on Star Wars that I ever met.
You haven't met Matt.
Oh, there'd be a war, trust me.
No, me and Auntie Matt love each other intimately.
You know, Matt's actually been Boba Fett, so...
It's actually been Boba Fett, like for Halloween, or...
No, Secret Cinema. He was Boba Fett for months and months and months of his life.
Oh. He looks good for it. He worked out. It's fine.
Just start.
Just get dressed. So those listening on the cast later on,
There's the jetpack yet, but we're getting there.
John is dressing himself as a Mandalorian as we go. But what was it about sort of, Star Wars?
It's real, it's not real. It's possible, it's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Same but different. You can imagine and relate. You can go there and feel like you're in a different place, but it's relatable to your current situation in some ways. You can escape, but still relate to things. And that makes it all the more tangible. It inspires you. Gives you imagination, hopes, dreams.
So what one then hasn't fulfilled any of these things? Has there been any sort of sci-fi that you've just gone, oh, no, turn off?
There has been, I've forgotten about them.
Yeah,
Instantly deleted.
there's so much good sci-fi that when you see a bad, you give it like a one episode and you're like, fuck this. I
It's-
mean,
yeah.
I even stuck out Cleopatra 2525, but it says more about me than it does anything else. That was another one of those dodgy, like, Channel 5 late night sci-fis because, yeah, some boobs and diving around.
And
Sounds great.
there's one that comes to
It
mind.
was!
One that comes to mind is Terra Nova. I don't know if anyone ever
Yeah, I
watched
saw
that. It was just meh from beginning to end.
I think I enjoyed it initially, but it was like, right, where's this going? Where's it? Oh, it's not actually going anywhere.
Yeah, it has no traction. It doesn't really. It fulfills sort of like, oh, great idea, survival story, and sort of a world which is sort of gone. They've returned to Earth. It's all sort of apocalypse. They've come back to Earth, and it's all just, what are you doing? Well, it's
Chat are calling it Terrible Nova right now.
perfect. Yeah, they know what I'm on about. It was just
I'm also
shocking.
been told that the latest series of Doctor Who is not good.
It's not good. I watched 3 episodes and then went, nope.
No, watch
I
Doctor Who
haven't watched it
for a
since the
while.
last regeneration,
I've
for
not watched it
various reasons.
They changed up the whole writing team on it from the original ones, and every episode was a social story that they had to tell rather than it being a Doctor Who episode. And I'm okay about sort of putting in a moral story, but it's got to be a sci-fi story with a moral tale. That's what Doctor Who has always been good at. But this one was like, oh, we'll go back in time and it's a moral tale. It's just like it failed on every level, and the Doctor was good. That was the worst part. The Doctor was great. She was amazing as a Doctor, but the stories they put her in were shocking.
I felt like that about the Doctor before when he had his regeneration. The first few episodes, the whole thing with being him in Victoria, London with a fucking dragon, dinosaur, whatever it was. Were crap episodes. It wasn't until right at the end where you had the War Doctor and he lost his assistant that I was like, this is who we should have been, but we're about to lose him. Too fucking late. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
And Doctor Who has lost so much momentum for me because David Tennant for me is the golden era. I don't care what anybody says. I know I do like the old, but he was born to play it. He wanted to play it. He married a Doctor Who daughter in real life. Like, it is in his blood, and you can tell. Matt Smith was also incredibly good, and Alex Kingston was a breath of fresh air. Massive thing for River Song.
Yeah.
But
Sylvester
and then it
McCoy.
just went,
For
Love
me,
it
Sylvester
too.
McCoy and then Tennant.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely one thing that it's got to at least have either a decent acting or a decent story, because there's plenty of sci-fis that are just crap story, but the acting in them is fantastic. And I am watching, as I've now finished the first season of the remake of Battlestar Galactica. It's really hard to follow, but there's some excellent acting in it, but the story's just like, okay, the story's all over the place.
Oh, if you feel like that in season 1, which is relatively easy to follow, you wait till the end.
Oh, way, great, I've got something to look forward to. Fantastic. Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm so excited.
No, I really enjoyed it all the way up until how they ended it, and they kind of screwed the pooch a little bit, and I was just like, eh. But 1 to 3, I think 1 to 3 was fine. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But by that point, I'd watched so much, I just wanted it. I just needed to you know, just had to get to the end.
There's been a lot of sort of forgettable. You named a couple of them. Like The 100 is relatively a forgettable series for a sci-fi series. There's
and
just
it had
been
like 5-6 season run as well, so it's not like it wasn't around for a while, but it's kind of
it's sort of throwaway TV almost. I don't know if the producers of something like, I think it's Sci-Fi that did a lot of them, was it?
I don't know. I know it was a CW show, but it wasn't quite this. Well, it's like there was a one shot. No, it was a season and a bit. Krypton was brilliant. That was sci-fi, and it was
Krypton's good.
yeah, but they can that way too early. I was so annoyed. But then you've got 100 getting like 6-7 season run because everybody's really pretty.
Yeah. Which goes into some of the things I'm going to talk about when we talk about films like Divergent and they're all pretty teenagers. Yay! It gets several movies and like, it's just shocking. But
Land of the Giants.
Land of the Giants. Way, there's a throwback.
I'm old. I'm throwing things back. The Invaders, where you killed them and they just evaporated, and then people are like, "What? There's no aliens." And they're like, "But it is." They're like,
What
"No."
about old and then new V?
V. Now there's a good topic, if anything, because old
Lizard peoples. Oh
lizard
god,
peoples.
the lizard peoples are real.
So what do you think? Should we? I mean, should we talk about old V and then new V, or should we just compare them? Because there's two different things here.
Encouragement to UV.
I swear, old V was way scarier.
Oh yeah.
In different ways. New V though was just really like, oh okay, like she evil. She damn evil.
Yeah. There was a lot more depth to the first one. I mean, and a lot more scary. Sort of, I remember seeing the sort of animatronic lizard people baby from the original first series and go, oh my god, what is that? Little claws. Oh, it was terrible.
Lizard baby.
But the new one is very slick and sort of in a different sort of take of it. I mean,
I'm trying to remember the name of the series. Sorry,
they're sort of googling up away. Yeah. So, the original V is sort of filled in that sort of almost Carpenter-esque style thing, like They Live, for example. So where you're sort of there's this theme during like the 80s where you're being controlled by overlords of some sort, and it sort of fits into that theme. And what the style of the original V, sort of the red jumpsuits, and the second season, the sort of remake didn't really hit that for me in the same way. It was. Now I've watched Battlestar Galactica, I'm going to refer to it again because it's fresh in the mind. It's got a lot of that feeling to it. But is it Morenez? Is that her name? What's the name of the lassie in the new V that's in Firefly?
Yeah.
Morenz? Is that her name? She's so beautiful. Stunning.
She's good, but she's so good at it as well.
Yeah.
Like, the way she's even managed to move when she's on screen, she's not quite human.
She's got the longest neck on TV.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's like
the neck of an ostrich.
But
in a nice way.
But it really helps sell that thing because her proportions also feels a bit strange. So it kind of really works.
Oh, it's Morena Baccarin. Thank you, chat.
There we are, Baccarin. Thank you very much. There you go. There's the chat. They're already winning the quiz and we're not even started. We haven't even started.
I just realised one of my neighbours is staring in because of the flashing lights.
Seeing if it's police in your house. Yeah.
Or I'm on fire or something. Well, hey, I'll need to put like a sign in the window with my stream thing.
So you said you've written down a list there, Kat. Is there anything on that list that would be quite good to talk about? I mean, I could talk about Lex for ages because that's one of my things.
Now, one is obviously a film to then TV series crossover, but Stargate was brilliant.
We're talking SG-1.
Yeah.
And
obviously, at the end of SG-1, you end up having Ben Browder and Claudia Black brought together, and they were obviously in Farscape together as, Eric and John. That made me very excited. The other one I've got on my list is Sliders. and I didn't know if I could get into. Oh, I'm going to shoehorn it in anyway because I am. Red Dwarf was my other one.
We could, yeah. Well, if we were gonna, if we're gonna Orville, we could bring up Red Dwarf, I think.
Big head.
So let's start on Red Dwarf. I mean, I don't know if any of the viewers are American. I don't think they'll ever get Red Dwarf in the same way as Brits do.
I grew up watching that with subtitles on when it was on BBC Two late at night when I first got a TV in my bedroom, and I used to get caught because I'd read the subtitles and then laugh, and my parents would be like, "Go to fucking sleep." It's the whole reason I ended up changing my last name to Kachansky. Like, I love Red Dwarf so much. It's brilliant. We just don't talk about the bit where they go to Earth.
Oh, we don't talk about the later seasons.
Well, no, actually, the later seasons that we've done in the last sort of 5 years, they were good. I really enjoyed those. It was back to the original format because obviously Chris Barry was back, and it got that magic back. Without Chris Barry, it was just a bit flat.
I have remembered what it was. Killjoys. Did you see that?
Killjoys. Is that the Thai Korean?
I know it was. They were Western actors. I don't know who made it, but it was essentially bounty hunters space thing. I can read the premise if I can find it. But yeah, it was a. Oh, hold on. Oh yes. Come back to me.
Yeah. I think I saw maybe the first episode of Killjoys. I think I'm confusing it with another thing, which is there's a lot of stuff coming out of Korea at the moment. They're really sort of hitting the ball out of the park in a lot of the stuff they're doing, and they did a sort of sci-fi series which was very similar in the premise, except they were sort of scavengers bounty hunters.
So these are bounty hunters. John, I'm going to pronounce the names because I can't. So some bounty hunters who run a squad embark on an adventurous mission to capture dangerous criminals in space.
In space.
Yeah, it's produced in the US, I think.
It's Lost in Space. What did you think of? Did anyone see the remake, the new ones that came out?
Hurt me.
It hurt you.
Terrible film with
Hurt me.
Ellie from Friends.
And I think the next season's coming out soon. It's the robot plot thing. No, I'm sorry. No.
Nope.
I want my black and white camp sci-fi series back. I want my tubby robot on tracks with clampy arms going, danger, Will Robinson, arms flailing wildly. I don't want this weird four-armed alien thing with that whole sub-alien plot and there's other no. Sorry, I'll shut up.
It's okay, John. It'll be okay.
But haven't they sort of taken more inspiration from the movie that they did with Joey from Friends? Yeah.
No. We're not talking about movies. No, we're still talking about the same place. Don't go into this. No.
The movie was terrible.
They've just killed it for me.
I mean, the movie was crap.
Yeah, but they did a one season of the Bionic Woman as well, and it was Zoe from EastEnders' big break into America. I mean, I've got it. I've watched it. I've never watched it again. I've still got it.
Not bend it. It's on a borderline. Space Above and Beyond.
Oh.
Chad just said Space Above Beyond.
That had some of the best sort of CGI-esque space battles, I think, ever produced on TV. I think they took what was done on Babylon 5 and then made it so much better.
But Babylon 5 was done, was that an Amiga or something? It's something really basic.
Commodore 64 style, sort of.
Oh, Joss Whedon's second entry into tonight's discussion, Dollhouse.
Yeah.
Does that count as sci-fi because of the whole sciencey brain thing? But
I mean, yeah, I'd say so. I mean, she was a high-tech individual.
So, I mean, what was... Oi, easy. There we go. I may have to cut that out of the audio.
Fine, burp.
As people start speaking in high, that's where your helium comes from.
I'm just using the weirding way.
So, I think we're gonna sort of start transitioning onto movies, but I wanted to bring up computer games in between. Because I mean, if we're going to talk about sci-fi, we might as well bring up a few of the computer games because there's some computer games which are have to have a sort of honorable mention. I think some of them is, I mean, if we just even bring up some of the classic Star Wars games, some of them were.
Knights of the Old Republic was so good.
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic was pretty damn good. So, and the second one. So, but BioWare shat the pony recently with sort of Mass Effect Andromeda. But
there was a certain Star Wars game I liked. Myself and Lettuce played it a lot until something happened.
Oh yeah, Battlefront. Is that it?
No.
Because we played a lot of Battlefront when we were maybe imbued.
It wasn't Battlefront that pissed you off.
Lego one?
Nope, it was a certain galactic one where you had your Death Star and your fleet.
God, sick.
And then I used the IG-88 plotline character and I killed everything. The Death Star, your fleet, your characters.
So Star Wars did a lot of sort of... There was a few. They did a sort of remake of Age of Empires with Star Wars slapped on the top of it.
We had 4 people in a flat playing that like for 8 hours a time.
8 hours solid until it got to the point where no one could beat anyone else because we knew everybody else's strategy, and it just ended up with 8 hours of nothing.
Yeah, we mined all the resources. Everyone had a massive base, and we had literally had no armies left. Everyone just sat there and going, "I can wait you out." If it was like, "Well, I've got nothing to take out." We're like, "Well."
There was a Star Trek game, and you just got like the map, and you were different colours depending on whether or not you were Borg or Federation or whatever. And it was on PC, and I remember playing it in my uni house, and obviously there were 4 of us playing back in the old days of LAN parties. And the first couple of weekends we played it, it'd be like, "Oh, who's gonna win?" And then by the end of it, it was like,
Bored.
"We've been going for 7 hours. I'm bored now."
Yeah.
Now.
But I almost unfriended all of my friend group, especially wee John, just due to this sort of... It's like I spent ages on, was it Galactic Battleground? Not Galactic Battlegrounds, Rebellion. Was it Rebellion?
Yeah.
Rebellion.
Yeah.
It was Rebellion.
And I was blowing shit up with characters.
I was just like, yes, I've managed to get like everything I've always wanted. And you just go like, yep, I've got Obi-Wan Kenobi, and just destroys everything. Just one guy, just like, I'm like, okay.
Battlefront 2, and Matt lost his shit because I preferred bombers, but I had the same maneuverability as a fighter, and he's like, "How? Are you doing it?" He got so... It was brilliant.
Star Wars Battlegrounds 2, I think myself and Lettuce played a lot of that on Xbox in Glasgow, and that was good. Tony Tons.
Yep. Just playing against the bots, split screening, maybe had a few drinks. Maybe.
Simple times.
Simple times.
My sofa was next to my bed. I could just like crawl into it after non-stop gaming. It was awesome.
I think Halo needs a mention. I think due to
Yeah, the chat also said Mass Effect.
Yeah,
Mass Effect is great game. Yeah. It still is a great game.
Yeah, Mass Effect 1, absolutely 100% one of the best sci-fi games ever produced. Full stop. Mass Effect 2 started getting a little bit. Mass Effect 3, I'm just like, I'll put this in the bin. I honestly felt really poor on the third one, and then I played Andromeda, and I'm like, this is just killed it. I mean, it's beautiful, great races, great plot lines, great sort of stuff, and then great idea of just like there's these giant machines that wipe periodically out all civilization and then go to sleep again. But I started really not enjoying Shepard after playing him after the first 2 games. I'm just like, I just cannot get it anymore. It's just like totally lost it. But that's controversial from my side. People probably, they'll die on a hill for Mass Effect 3, but I just couldn't get it after the third one. It's just like, no.
There's always a degree of playability because of the all the games are connected type element. you wanted to see it to the end because you wanted to see what your decisions in the first game would end up making in the third. But
they weren't enough. There wasn't enough sort of carryover of these decisions. It's like no matter what you did in the first two games, the third game was just like, oh, it doesn't matter.
It did start to lose steam quite quickly. There's like, I mean, other sci-fi games you have as well, like Red Faction. That was a fun, certainly something with a bit of difference to it.
Communism in space.
Yeah, just demolition in space.
Yeah, everything was demolishable in that game. First time it was introduced.
Oh, much fun.
There was a Starship Troopers shooter that I really loved.
Yeah.
That was fun. I think it was like third person. That was good. That was really good.
You got some of the fun crossovers as well, where it's a film and a game. And it's like,
yeah.
I mean, if you want to go right back to the very basics, Doom, Quake, they're sci-fi, are they not? To a degree, are they more maybe more horror?
See what you've done now. Now you're crossing the game into the film genre, where I've got The Rock in my head with that Doom film. No! What have you done?
I quite enjoyed that film. It was brainless, but it was quite enjoyable.
You must have had no brain at the time. That's why you enjoyed it.
It's the only film you'll ever find The Rock lose.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's actually got it in his contract now that he's not allowed to lose. That is the only film you'll ever see The Rock actually lose. Given that much.
I watch movies and I don't want to think too much. I like to sit there and slowly melt into my chair. I don't actually care that much about what's happening on the screen.
It's just when they did the first-person shooter thing, they tried to make it look like a game bit. I was like, oh god.
They put rock music on and shot some things. What else do you want?
Oh, my chat's mentioned Halo and Wolfenstein 3D as well.
I think Halo is absolutely, because I mean as it's just coming out, the newest one, so Halo Infinite, but it's like it's got books, the Halo series. It's proper sort of culturally significant now as a sort of sci-fi sort of story. Everything from like the Spartans and how they were sort of kidnapped as kids and sort of half brain. They're sort of like, but then it's a rip-off. A lot of these sort of sci-fis, and even Warhammer 40k is really bad for this. They rip off a lot of the original Starship Troopers book. They rip off a lot of sort of Dune as well from a lot of the stuff. 40k is worse for this. Certainly a lot of the 40k games and stuff like that. Sort of, there's a lot of rip off of sort of original sci-fi stories from like whether they're Rankin stories or whether or not they're something like Starship Troopers, which had sort of drop pods and you drop in and you got power armor and all these sort of things came in from that sort of area. They never really did a decent Ender's Game, which always annoyed me because I watched the movie of that and it was shit.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Halo 5 has no local co-op. What?
What's that? What's
Halo
local?
5 has Halo 5. I love Halo, but they took out local co-op in Halo 5 and ruined it.
Yeah, I played Halo 1 and 2 with my brother on split screen. I remember that. But why would that ruin it? It's just because you've got somebody else that you want to play in at home and you can't.
I guess, yeah. Well, I mean, that's what happened with when they did Star Wars Battlefront, the first one. They took all the single player stuff and were like, nope, you got to do all the multiplayer. And I was like, no, I want both. Can't make me choose, bitch. I want variety. I
Damn
want single
you, EA!
Yeah, I want to do stuff by myself and with people when I want to do things. Sometimes I want me time.
I think sci-fi has been really, really good on sort of strategy games. I mean, really, really good. If you're a big love of strategy games, I mean, Steam is just full of really good sci-fi strategies. I recommend Stellaris if no one's played it. It's now got its like fucking 100th DLC. It's been going on for about like 10 years now. But it's and I think you recommended me one, John. I can't remember what it was called. Might have to bring up my Steam list. Let's have a look.
I mean, the only reason I don't stream a strategy game is because I don't think people would want to watch it. Does that make sense? It may not make sense.
I don't know. We streamed some Evil Genius. That was quite entertaining.
I mean, because it would be like me just like building up planets and fleets and stuff, and yeah, you'll get some action, but it'll take a while.
We should play Command and Conquer.
Oh, yeah. Well, most of us have got.
That's a yes.
All right.
Have that.
I will command and conquer the fuck out of people.
I'm just having a quick look through the most recently played games and like which ones of these are
Sci-fi.
Sorry.
Or Red Alert.
So I've got Dyson Sphere Program, sort of Factorio-esque type game, Space Engineers, Minecraft in space, option not included. I'm sure I don't have to describe that one.
Conquer 3 Tiberium Sun, that's my game. That's my jam. I'm the screen.
Fighting Wars, which is
Alien go.
Civilization in space. And Space Heaven, which is Haven, which is survival-ish in space from top-down type mode.
I would like, Kerbal Space Program isn't really sci-fi.
Oh yeah.
It's brilliant.
No, that's more like physics.
Yeah, it is a physics game.
I actually got a 3D printed Kerbal going. Brilliant. Such a good. They're about to release a second one next year. I was like,
yeah, I've seen that. And yeah, it's more universe expansion. So rather than just being on Earth, you can set up bases on planets and start again from there, which is a great idea. There's a few. There was a mod that did something similar, but it never worked very well.
Yeah, because then you've got the whole this planet has got slightly different gravity to the one that you're used to.
Yeah, so you want to set yourself up on a low gravity planet with loads of resources, and you can just go for miles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that coming out.
There's
yeah.
excellent sci-fi games. Just going down, I pick a lot of stuff on Humble Bundle, so I've got a ton of stuff.
Humble Bundle.
Tons of games. Endless Space is really, really good.
My ass.
Yeah, I've got all of the Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War games because I do love a good strategy every so often. I did manage to get myself The Force Unleashed, which is off the Humble Bundle, I think. And that was like Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, or Jedi Outcast, Knights of the Old Republic I picked up, Rebellion, which I'm never going to install again because fuck you, John.
I can't believe I've damaged you that much.
Oh, I'm mentally scarred for the rest of my existence on that one.
To be honest,
The box is sci-fi as well, isn't it? Because you've got Portal
Yeah.
and Half-Life, and oh no, but I love Portal because it was a female dev team as well, and it's just a weird British humour. Like, come out,
Yeah.
are you still there? Like, no.
Yeah, Portal 1 and 2, definitely a good mention there. This is a good and interesting one. BioShock, is that sci-fi?
Yes, steampunk-esque, I
I
suppose.
would say it's. Yeah.
Ooh.
BioShock is one of my favourite game series of all time.
Ooh.
So I was hesitant to bring it up, but because obviously the first BioShock is set as a means to escape the Cold War. So the tie-in book that you get is so well done. It's written by some people that did some Warhammer writing as well. So you've got the game, and you've got the book, and then you've got the next game, and BioShock's so fucking good. Because it is what could science have possibly achieved at the time? The idea that someone was so terrified that they just wanted to build an underwater base to just let this whole Cold War shit blow over and just be like, yeah, we'll come back. It's fine. And then it all goes terribly wrong because you start messing with DNA. Because what else are you going to do under the sea?
Yay!
That's what you do. Party all the time.
Sing
and
to
fly
crabs, fish. That's
some
what I do.
It's a lesser known fact, actually, that one of the people that I used to hang around with when I was like 18, she actually became the level designer for BioShock Infinite.
I need words with her. I'm not happy with how it ended.
She didn't do the story. She was just at the level design. But
Yeah,
you
the
know.
final boss fight is a pain in the ass. The final boss fight in BioShock Infinite, I played it through on hard. I got really stuck with that fucking mechanical bird. I've never completed Bioshock Infinite because what happened is I went and told my students I was struggling with it. They went, "Oh yeah, but this is how it ends anyway." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
So, what? And they were like, yeah, this is the ending. I was like, never been so mad in my life. I punished them well though. We're talking about all these sci-fis, all the programs I used to watch for like a good solid month, longer than that. Every lesson I taught, PowerPoint at the bottom. This week in your program, this happens, and that's how I got my own back. Spoiled them back.
Yes. Revenge.
Did anyone ever play Startopia? That was a long time ago. Though.
Startopia, yes, I did play it.
They're bringing it. Oh, they have brought another one out already. But
that's a sort of like it's sort of like a Civ Mayor kind of game where you sort of
yeah, it was it was
That's
it
a
was
good one.
it was Starship.
it was Sim
Space
Hospital in space.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That was pretty much.
When was that out?
What was that?
Deus Ex, Chance just said.
Deus
Deus
Ex.
Ex.
I've
Well,
got that in my
that's an interesting one. I'm not sure if the theme of today, this is just to bring it up, is dystopia. I think this is an interesting one because I wanted to avoid a lot of those sort of dystopian ones. So there's like Deus Ex, the original ones, and the sort of Mad Max, which is also another type of dystopia. I think we might do a separate cast specifically on dystopia. Because that is a very clear genre in itself. It sort of mixes between sci-fi, fantasy, and horror, sort of blended together. I mean, you guys, what's your chat say? Do you think we should talk about dystopian stuff? Because you could even say Mad Max is sci-fi, if that's the case.
It is. I mean, I won't pressure chat.
I mean, if we don't count dystopia,
It could be a topic. It could be like a separate topic. I mean, that feels like a separate topic as well.
Yeah, it does.
Because then you could bring up sort of the games like The Ascent, for example, which and sort of Necromunda and stuff like that. But I think we should keep that to its own thing. I think that's a separate discussion to have around dystopia.
Well, Black Ops, you've created a separate discussion. Congratulations, you gorgeous son of a bitch. Hope you're happy.
Son of a bitch, I'm in. There we go.
We're in on this. I hope you're happy with what you've created. It's going to grow arms and legs and wiggly things.
I'm busy buying Command and Conquer in the background here.
Which one?
I've got everything but the remastered collection. So the first one. I've got all the rest of them.
As we're still in games, I mean, I've got to also mention StarCraft, I think.
I've never got into StarCraft.
Never played it.
Nope.
Never played it.
Bottom half of the chat is like, nope. Touch hands with me, cat. Touch hands with me. Just see, there we go. No. We're unison.
But if you like Command and Conquer, I thought you might have also got into sort of StarCraft as well.
I got fussy.
Right.
Yeah, I got fussy.
Got fussy.
I'm just
I
thinking.
can get fussy. Shut up.
But why not? I mean, if you enjoyed Command and Conquer, I thought it would just be a sort of a different sort of take on it.
I'm not that simple a creature.
Command and Conquer is Command and Conquer. Like Command and Conquer Red Alert 3 has by far the cheesiest, shittest, but most brilliant cutscenes of any game ever known.
Amazing. It's so amazing.
It's so good.
Was that Mr. Curry in the cutscenes on that one?
So delicious.
Or was that in the second one?
No,
was that Red Alert 2?
Oh no, it was Mr. Curry.
Yeah.
And that, it was just so cheesy, but so brilliant. I'm a Dirty Nods player.
I almost spat the dummy on Red Alert 2, I must admit. Somebody played Yuri stuff, and I was just like, I just, how do I deal with this? I just can't. I was so used to sort of original Command and Conquer, rushing with the Chinese, winning in like 10 minutes because you just charge forward with Russian Chinese infantry and win. But it was a bit cheesy.
But that made it so great.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good point. Online games, Star Trek Online,
Bring it up.
Well,
Well,
that was
Star
quite
Wars
good. I mean,
Online.
it got very long because I remember you paid a fortune for the original game,
Yeah.
and then you got the online whatever, and then eventually they realised that was putting so many people off, so they made it free to play for a bit, and then tried to hook more people in. But it's that kind of game. It's like the the DC Online thing. If it doesn't become your life, you can't just dip in and out of it.
I'm calling out one of my chat on how long he's played that on this.
Yeah, I want to know because if you don't play it every day, you're fucked. Like, if you have a break from Destiny and you go back, you're fucked. Like,
Well,
I did
can't
that.
keep up.
I did that. I can't keep up.
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to the new Destiny DLC in February, but I'm for a month beforehand, I'm going to have to grind really hard, catch back up to where I should be.
I'm just going to say,
I'll stop with my game.
You don't have to load up your Steam. We're just going to accept you played a filthy amount of hours on that game, and we're going to.
I remember like a long time ago, John. You were playing Galaxy. Was it Star Wars? The original Star Wars one.
Baz in Sweden.
Yeah.
We poured hours into that and just got pissed off. I'm like, oh, it's another side quest where I have to beat up fucking Womp Rats again. Fucking hell. And you get fuck all from it. Fuck all! Right, anyway, sorry.
Early 2000s was pretty poor attempts. I mean, there was so many attempts at MMOs looking for the next Warcraft killer and just no one could really get one that would actually work. And Star Wars, the Old Republic, is it? Or what was it called? The Knights of the Old, no. Is it just the Old Republic? What's the MMO from EA?
For Galaxies. Because I got like a wee fancy keycode thing I could log into. And that was okay, but I just quickly lost interest because I was like, for me, it's...
Because didn't EA create an Old Republic game, MMO, which was the most expensive game ever made at that point, and it was shit.
I got a key fob off it. Yeah, no, I've got one kicking around somewhere. But yeah, because it was after Galaxies, and I was like, oh, this is going to be the next best thing. This is going to be it. And I'm like,
oh,
spend more money.
Let's hope the series the series of movies they're supposed to do in that era is actually going to be quite good. Because I'm actually quite excited about that, because it allows them to kind of go a bit more into the Jedi and Sith in a lot of way.
Though, it's like, please don't fuck up the game.
Yeah.
The Old Republic was great. Please don't fuck that up.
Yeah.
Because they really could. Like, you'd be like, that's not how it happened in the game.
I've got a feeling that the LucasArts or whatever part of Disney is starting to sort of rein in and choosing a bit more carefully the sort of partners they deal with. Because EA, they really screwed the pooch on their DLC stuff that they did.
No, I think they after EA they woke up and were like, right.
It was the controversy around the essentially gambling for the crates in Battlefront 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, that sort of pay to win gambling mechanic they had, because you had to pay money to get the good weapons.
Well, you did. You just had to grind, or you just had to go to work one day and then come home to a Matt that's gone, I've caught you up with me, here are all your unlocked guns, which to me was better than any present he could ever give me, because he must have put about 24 hours into my Battlefront for me, so I'd got everything unlocked and didn't have to do the grind. That's love.
So I'm going to put said person in chat on judge and jury for you guys. So for Star Trek Online, for each of you, what would be an unhealthy amount of hours? A reasonably, not crazy, but just like, ooh, I'm a bit worried by this person.
Well,
how many hours?
I think we should put this in the context of the longest game I've ever played. Let's put it this one. If it's more than that,
I've clocked over 1,000 hours on GTA Online.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. That's good.
I'm gonna go with Ark, because it's either Ark or Space Engineers, which are about the same actually. So.
I've streamed 500 hours of Dead by Daylight since January.
That's cool. Okay,
yeah.
So
I'm on 800 hours on Counter-Strike Source. I think was my most paid.
I'm going to try and skip from mine and go straight back to Black Ops. Oh, I know it's Black Ops. It's okay. It's not the most you've ever played on anything. It's just in context to our chat for Star Trek Online. Don't worry. It's okay. I mean, I'm not going to mention I'm over like 2,500 hours on Ark. Don't worry about that.
I won't tell you how. I'm glad PlayStation doesn't tell you how many hours you've put in on games. I'm
Yeah.
so glad.
Oh, yeah.
So for Star Trek Online, Black Ops, I'm sure you haven't been intensive. It's just casual play. You're 702 hours on Star Trek Online. It's fine.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
See, you're fine. You're okay.
To be fair, you have to account in for the lockdown as well. We spent
See?
a lot of time playing games.
Arc, you
When-
logged all
We
the
were
hours
like
on
that
Arc.
before the
It was
apocalypse.
ridiculous. But that it's just a. But I think a lot of other people are in the same boat. It's like, right, I can't go outside. What am I going to do? Right, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be my day-to-day existence. Eat,
I
game,
didn't hate it.
sleep.
It was great.
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my God, Rosie, you clocked
gotta
in
go back
over
to
a
that.
year in game hours on World of Warcraft in the span of 12 years. Beat
Oh,
that,
wow.
yo.
How much Warcraft did you play?
My wife beats us all hand down on that. She's was on every day for at least 4 hours. So on WoW.
I think we can agree we're all, we've all indulged. We've all indulged.
We've indulged.
Never played well.
See, I thought when Lettuce got me into the forest, I was being a bit crazy with like over 800
3,000
hours.
hours. What? Sorry, my chat. You know,
What?
you know, Jinx. Wee
Yeah.
little Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to bit.
Yes.
3,000 hours on a game called Unturned before the pandemic.
Jinx.
Ooh.
Jinx.
That's a lot of time.
Oh,
Ouch.
Jinx,
No judgment,
Jinx is a
but
person
still.
that streams power washing, so I'm not surprised. Jinx has supernatural fortitude for life and games.
24
I'm impressed.
fucking hours of power washing. Anyway.
Like Jinx is the only person I would watch power washing. Hands down. Myself and A-Design watched her power wash the shit out of a place.
We had it on in the background constantly, like yesterday. You know,
makes it
yesterday when
work.
she was on the plane and then the boat, we were like, oh my god, this is the end. This is
Yeah.
the end. It's going to finally be over.
Makes you moist for power washing. She makes you sexy for you want to come after she cleans things. It's crazy. Sorry, we're totally off track for the topic.
That's fine.
3,000 hours is 125 days.
Oof.
I mean,
That's
I
a chunky
thought,
amount of time, but you know,
genuinely thought my
Jinx
like.
has hijacked the stream. She has hijacked the stream briefly.
Genuinely thought my 1,000
We salute
hours
you,
on
Jinx.
GTA in my like 1,500.
Absolutely.
We salute
Slam-
you.
slammed
My
you.
ARC hours are nothing
Come on.
compared to this. We shall see you soon.
All right, on to films. So, as before, let's start same order. Let's bring up a film that we like. So we John
God, what? What are we doing? Sorry.
films.
Sorry, Stu's are chiming in. 135 days equals 3,200 hours plus on what? World of Warcraft.
Oh,
It's okay. We're over this. It's okay. You're all playing a sick amount of hours on games. You're all sad people. I love you. It's okay. I love you all. If you weren't that sad, you shouldn't be in my chat. Right. Get a film. A film, you
a
say.
film, I say.
Film. Hang
One
on.
of those talky pictures.
Hang on. Let me.
what's that one with a steam train coming straight towards you?
Hang on. Desert Planet. Arrakis. June. The Spice!
Quizak Sadarak,
The Quizak Sadarak.
or as my
Muad'Dib.
what my friend calls it, the
The
knick-knack
sleeper must
paddywhack.
awaken. I'm gonna get like the police called because I'm gonna be screaming shit.
Are you talking about the new one, or are you talking about the original?
I'm gonna talk about both. Because
Oh no,
I
spoilers
mean,
for the new one. No.
oh shit, you've not watched the new one.
No.
Shit, so I have to talk about the old one.
Yes.
I've
Damn it.
I've not seen either of them.
Oh god damn! So we're like me and Lettuce have got the same look in our faces.
To be fair,
Like-
My
They're
mem-
like, oh, we have to cut half our chat now.
since I turned old, my memory's gone completely. She can probably crack on, and I won't remember any of it.
Old? You're like 20.
Turn it down, and then
Older
when
than
you
that,
goes
but
like that, I'll turn it back up
since
again.
my last birthday, I've gone senile.
No, I mean, it's okay. We don't have to talk about the new one.
That's we'll talk about the original. We'll talk about the Lynch one,
Yes,
right?
yes. So, the Spice Guild Navigators. Over how long do they live? Over 4,000 years.
Mm-hmm. The spice expands the period of their lifespan and mutates them horribly.
It's the seeing eye that makes them fold space.
Mm.
Now, I've got to say, fucking, what a selfish fucking cunt the Emperor is.
Which one?
Shaddam the Fourth.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin who has a sexy house is maybe more popular than me in the Landsrat. Oh, the Landsgrat or the lands. I swear, like, I'm not going to disclose anything, but between the two films, I'm sure they pronounce it differently. I don't know. Also, what's with the big eyebrows? What's with the big eyebrows with the assassin masters and the juice?
The mentats.
Why do you have to have which stains their lips and gives them big eyebrows?
The juice of Safu.
Yeah, it's like and they thought it was the mind is motion. I drink this, and I get big hairy eyebrows. My lips are like, ooh. Sorry.
It's a thermal
I'll pull
thing.
it back a bit. Sorry.
Makes the top of your head warm.
It's just the juice of Safu. I want some of that shit. That sounds funky. Like help process their mind and analytical things, or they don't look like master assassins though. Like Harkar Code, like both the master assassins of both houses don't look like they could deal with shit. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're good teachers, but I would like.
I remember sitting there. I was like, no, I could beat you up though. No.
It's like
Chase me!
Coming at you. You gonna like bat me away with your gigantic eyebrows, or kiss me with your juice lips? See? I'm sorry, I've turned June into this. I'm sorry.
You'll never see the original Lynch version of Dunic in the same way again.
The filler eyebrows and smooth.
Also, I'm sorry, since we're not on the original, the Baron is seriously camp as fuck.
It's like, oh, yeah. Oh. It's a bit rapey.
And I'll send you fade, my sweet fade.
A sweet fade.
Where's my doctor? Oh, massive boner. And then Sting comes out like a steamer, wearing nothing like a big pelvic chin-tin groin piece, going, look at me in my prime. Anyway.
I love the original Doom movie, I must admit. Just it is camp to 11. It is just like ridiculously camp sci-fi, but not as bad as Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon's on my list. Yes.
So Flash Gordon had everything turned up to 11, from ridiculous cheerleading when they're going up when they first meet Ming the Merciless, ruler of the galaxy. Let's just go Flash, go! He's just running around doing.
I just want to put a link into our past chat for series with the Voyager, where they basically have a side thing where Harry Kim and Tom Paris have a holodeck program, and it's like a Flash Gordon ripoff. It's a total Flash Gordon ripoff. So Flash Gordon has even got into that side of things.
Oh, but the soundtrack is so good to make up.
Yeah. My first ever CD on my first ever CD player was Sci-Fi Tunes, and Flash Gordon was one of the 12 tracks. Track number 3 was the Mos Eisley Cantina track, by the way.
Yeah. But it's like there's like lines in it like "bring back his body." It's like yeah.
Send Captain Ajax to bring back his body. His body.
But it's still good. I could watch it repeatedly, no matter, and always see something new in that movie whenever I watch it.
Where Brian Blessed hasn't aged.
He's the same. Probably doesn't want to go around as topless as he did before.
He should.
You're going to go to an SFA meeting after this. Make sure to bring back a body.
Bring back a body.
Dive, my Hawkman, dive!
But I never read the original comic book for it or anything like that. It's very American. So there was a cartoon, if I remember rightly, that it was sort of as well that came out in the sort of 90s, Flash Gordon as well. And it had that sort of also X-Men style cartoon animation, but it's one of these ones I could always watch again and again and again. And
it is just fun.
Mm-hmm.
I will forever be bitter. Mr. Grady, if you ever listen to this, I will be forever bitter to you for not letting me recreate Flash in people wearing all black leotards with bottles of Flash, and I will never forgive you.
God.
Who?
Why would someone deny that?
My drama teacher. I had this whole idea to recreate Flash Gordon on stage with people with bottles of Flash and Ajax, and I was going to do it all with cleaning products and people just in black leotards. I was so annoyed.
It's fine. I mean, if we can get an address, we can spam him and make it happen. Make him repent his past mistake. I'm sure he regrets it. I'm sure he's got a sleepless night or two under his chest. I'm sure.
I think just on Dune, back on Dune though. Let's say if anyone hasn't seen the new one, do it in the cinema, because you will miss out. You will miss out on a lot of the visual and sound a lot on a small screen. Even if you've got a big flat screen, I still don't think it's going to get you.
There's stuff I want to say which I don't think I'll give away, but I don't.
If you've seen the original movie, then it won't give away much.
Can I say about how it's shot briefly? Yeah. For me, it's like an 80s sci-fi film. How some scenes are shot. It appeases me modernly, but some of the space scenes, I'm like that you could look at that and that could be an 80s film, but it doesn't look like it's anyway, I don't know what I'm saying, but once you see it, you'll see what I mean. For somebody who's watched sci-fi since fucking God knows when, and now it looked like an 80s sci-fi film, the way it was shot in certain ways and the way it was produced and that's what was gorgeous to me. It was really nice. Anyway,
it's visually stunning, and it's worth it just for the visual.
It's captured a lot. It's captured a lot, but because we can talk about it, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk to Letus about later on the night. Pillow talk. We'll have some after salad banter.
After banter.
After salad banter.
So Kat, what movie do you think is worthy of bringing up? Ooh, going down your list.
Run. I know Logan's Run for me is a massive one.
It's amazing.
I remember watching that really young, and I was like, "What?" I was left to my own devices. It was on a Sunday. I remember watching it on TV, and I was like, "Oh, boobies!" And then, there was a lot of gratuitous nudity in that film. But I loved the premise, like the idea. It's like, "Oh, you're old enough now. Off you fuck!" Like just all of that. It was so good. And I thought it was really ahead of its time with the little zoomy cars and the little pew.
It's wonderful.
Idea. It's so good, and it just encapsulates quite a lot of what I like about sci-fi stuff. The what if the world was slightly different. I loved it. I really loved it. I hope they don't reboot it. It will make me very sad.
I think they did do a remake of it though, if I remember rightly.
I clearly missed it because
it was poor, but. Good. The original one, boobies. That's always good, especially for young awakening minds. It's always a good one to have on the Channel 4 midday.
And also the injustice of it, because it's like Logan's just learnt a thing. He's not too old yet.
Yeah,
it's just good.
So if anyone never really seen it, it's like as soon as you reach, was it 21? Was it or?
Oh no, it was like 35 or something.
Yeah, it was relatively young. You have everyone is embedded with a little light in their hand, and it would change his color. As soon as it goes red, you're supposed to don these robes, march themselves up to the carousel, which is basically a giant suicide spinning top, which kills everybody that goes in it. And then the main character, Logan, is supposed to be one of the officers that are supposed to take people and put them in and keep the peace, but everyone's too busy shagging or too busy sort of having a good time because they're all young, live young and die young. Then he doesn't want to find somebody else that's also got that, and they make a run for it.
Because he found out about the thing with the Unk and that you can live past that age, and he discovers the whole like conspiracy about it. And then they find that lovely old man with all the cats, and you're like, yes.
It's The one thing I never got about the movie was the weird robot at the end.
Yeah.
You'll have to, if anyone's gonna, I might have to bring up at the end. But there was just this weird robot at the end, just randomly. Just we need to put something in the end here. Just like,
Sanctuary.
That's where they went.
Sanctuary.
Yeah, that's where the man with the cat was. Sanctuary.
Yeah.
Because you had the Unk symbol.
That wasn't me. That was
being very
Chapman.
pleased when someone brought me an Unk necklace. I was like, oh yeah.
But it's visually great. It's great plot. It's run well. Again, it's also based off a book.
Time, like,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Logan's run for me, and then my second would be Event Horizon.
Oh God! Oh, don't mention that to A Design.
No.
You don't need.
Oh, don't. That was a horrible Dundee evening.
It's the only horror movie I can't watch again.
I can't. I'm the same with Les, and we didn't even see it together. But Ask A Design, oh my God.
I love the movie. I'm never watching it again.
No.
But it's so good.
It seriously sets me off in every way. I hate body horror. Fucking tons of body horror.
Where are you all going?
No.
Ask AD. He'll tell you. He will recreate that living room night in my Dundee flat. That was horrific. It was horrible. Traumatized people everywhere.
Oh no.
Oh God.
That tells you how good it is. All of us go, nope. Great movie, but no.
We're like, it was a long time ago, but I don't want to go back there. Unless chat wants to provide maybe like 1,000 subs, I would do it again. 1,000 subs. That would
We
be.
do it on a movie night. I don't care. I love that film.
Oh, no.
I have got the constitution of an ox. It's fine.
Ooh, Flight of the Navigator.
Ooh, well, yeah, it's sci-fi.
80s classic. 80s classic. Kid gets kidnapped by aliens, then dumped back later on, going, "Hey, you're all grown up." And then then gets kidnapped by the alien again, and then he's all like, "Wait." Yeah, what sense did that make, actually? It's just aliens can just do what they want with you. I'm just going to take your kids and dump them back, and when they're just, we'll do what we want. We also need to store our knowledge in their brains. Bye.
I've just had a question. Is Big considered sci-fi? You know Tom Hanks' Big?
It's magic.
Magic.
Yeah. Bless you.
Sorcery.
Sorcery.
Paranormal shenanigans. Which could be another stream.
Never deal with weird gypsy machines at carnivals. Yeah.
I mean, if you watch Futurama, you should know this.
The Dead Space animated film, anime style, that was the prequel to the main game Dead Space, and then there was another film in between before Dead Space 2. They were both really good.
Event Horizon style again.
Yeah.
Oh, Flight of the Navigator is why my dog was called Harvey. Oh.
Oh.
We can't. No. So we can't. Short Circuit isn't a sci-fi film, is it? Johnny Five alive. Am I again? Are we crossing the boundary?
I would say if we were still living in the 80s, 90s, then yeah, it might be sci-fi.
Yeah. Now it's just lovely nostalgia. I love. Oh, that was such a good. I always cried at the end.
What was it? Why did he go all punk again? I can't remember. It's like great big mohawk.
He got the brush on his head.
Didn't he just fall in with the wrong crowd? It was like a teenage.
That was Chappie.
I maybe Chappie took it off Johnny Five.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Lost logos. That was it.
Lost logo.
Lost logo.
Logos.
So I would say it's not sci-fi anymore.
District 5? Or is it District 8?
District
Or just
District 9.
District
9? District 9.
Yeah,
District 9 and
Yeah.
District 13, and they're two very different films.
District 13 was
One of them is
the
French.
The French one.
French one.
Yeah.
turns into a shrimp and then.
Oh yeah, it's South African.
Oh yeah, because it had loads of stuff on phone boxes for ages about it, wasn't it? Yeah, that was good.
So yeah, there's that. Oh,
I mean,
RoboCop.
I know the best sci-fi
see,
movie of all time.
RoboCop.
It's not even up. Well, the thing is
The best one.
It's-
This better be good. If it's the best.
it's the best. The Matrix.
And guess what's coming out this December?
Plug. We're not sponsored by Warner Brothers, just so we know.
Well, maybe Andy is. That's why he mentioned it. Maybe they paid
No.
him.
But if there's
No,
any
you're
film
paid.
executives watching,
you're paid, Andy.
I'm a shill.
They pay for my cake.
Did that guy come up to you in the co-op and just say, "Look, I'll give you this cake if you just mention this"? In your stream, and you're like, "How did you know?" And you're like, "I don't want to know." It's okay.
Keanu Reeves
You
just
got
coming
it.
up. Here you go. Plug.
Yeah.
One of my
Okay.
favourite things to come out of the Matrix was the Animatrix, specifically the second Renaissance part 1 and 2.
Oh,
which I loved.
Animatrix is good. I like
No, but
Animatrix.
specifically the second Renaissance, because obviously it was the rise of the machines, and they get their own land, and then they get their own rights, and then they go, "Fuck you, we're taking over." It was so good. But the first Matrix is amazing. The other two.
I mean, yeah,
It's
We'll
all
see.
right.
We'll see.
it didn't do well for a series, but the first movie was fantastic.
We'll see what happens at Christmas. Also, myself and Lettuce will have maybe a fond memory of me in my leather trench coat on after a night out, getting shouted at and being called Neo.
Because I really wanted to be Trinity. I had short hair for a bit and everything. I was like, I will be. No, you won't be. But I tried.
Like, on the way home to the flat, there'll be some cunts be like, "It's fucking Neo, fucking Matrix." And we're like, "Oh, fuck's
Yeah,
sake."
the cerebral quality of some people in Edinburgh. Just saying.
There was that guy that was reciting poetry to us. We had to run from.
Oh.
If you remember that guy. And then we had to make a swift dash around a few closes and stuff. Yeah, lovely nights.
Some
It was
interesting
amazing
places.
when I was getting chased by like fucking Neds with somebody. Did the whole Matrix jump over things and out in the trench coat. Fully the class properly. I'm shitting myself.
I just had a question. What did you want to ask Warner? And I'm saying, like, Time Warner, I'm perfectly happy to shill for you. If you want me to promote your stuff, I'm perfectly happy to, shill your stuff. Just send me a mail. I've got no morals. I'm fine with that.
I'm happy to advertise any hardware or people like tool company I could do with a new set of tools,
Yeah.
saws, that sort of stuff. Ready. I will do advertising.
Has anyone seen the film Spectral on Netflix?
Yes, I have. It starts off really interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, there we
There's your
go.
answer.
It starts off like there's these sort of. It's an alien invasion movie, so they're always pretty cool.
Damn it. Just leave our planet alone, you fucks.
But it starts off with like normal army men not knowing what they're up against, and then it ends up with them walking around with giant power armor and giant great big machine cannons and stuff like that. It goes from like, oh, this is a really interesting sort of survival movie against aliens that they can't really see, and then suddenly turns into or ghosts. They're unsure what it really is, and then it turns into just mentalness at the end. It just goes from at one point it just goes, right, now we're just going completely to 11. Just randomly. It's just like, wait a minute, is this the same movie? They've just gone through, just literally halfway through the movie, it just goes, nope, it's now this.
Open this box of better weapons. There you go. Carry on.
Sorry, it was mental.
I'm feeling the need for pee.
Feeling the need for pee.
Can we all take maybe a wee rest break?
Yeah. Shall we take a 5 minutes? Is that fine?
Yeah.
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 Cat's
All
got
right.
that peeing.
Once we get back, though, we need to talk about Mars attacks.
We do have to talk about Mars Attack.
Cat, we're having a pee break. Mars attacks. Give me your thoughts.
Tom Jones's resurgence.
There's an empty map from the
So
background.
we, John, we breathe.
We
All right.
breathe.
So
Hey,
let's
Bree.
come back in 5 minutes, guys. Okay. So
Right,
let's.
I'm gonna take a quick
I'll be
break.
back
I'll be right
sooner.
back.
Right.
Now you will try to forget and sing for blood on your hands. You'll be crying to be the same. I wasn't ready, I just had to run. This is it, that was the last time. You screwed off my kid, no redemption, no redemption. I can't brave it, so by my friend. It's a blessing, it's in my back, destroying your life. This is the dark side of my mind. Maybe I'm a photo, shame on me. When you cry, nothing said, you're just a failure. While you make such now you wish to forget and see the blood on your hands. You'll be trying to be the same.
It's always the worry.
Yeah, I was
There
going
we
to say
go.
Joe Wilson's brother,
Yeah.
but it's what they need. Look at you.
But the plant's great.
It's what they need.
Upgrade. And how many D's you spelling that with?
All right. It seems that we've pretty much got everyone back.
Oi, oi, let's go.
There we are. All right.
Hello, casual gamer. Sorry that you joined in when I
Oh,
was.
why have I moved to that? My
Uh,
face is basically covered by peppers now. What happened?
What? Not on my stream. What have you done?
No, it's fine. It's on mine.
Covered in peppers. Have you like transported in the left-hand side of the overlay, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Big Eve, get those tits out.
There we go.
I'm sorry. I'm still
Right.
your face hugger, and I raise you a Karen.
I'm saying the plush face hugger does. I mean, come on.
It's so cute. I'm surprised I don't have a
I just want to impregnate me. I just want. Anyway.
Right. Welcome back, everybody.
We're back.
We're back. So, so we go around the house. I mean,
Mars
so
Attacks.
we're going to talk about Mars Attacks because that was Mars Attacks. Go ahead, Shiny. What do you want to say about Mars Attacks?
Brilliant, ridiculous, fun, stupid, kind of. You know how like you would think all the like the cartoon and all the pop culture things of how Martians were gonna just be a bit fucked up to look at because they have to survive and stuff. Like I just love it. I just love it. And then Tom Jones on top of all of that. Tom Jones, like such a great film.
What was it? It's like the savior of humanity is country and western music, right? It's a guy screaming.
But it was just so funny. I think that was one of the first sci-fi films that was just really piss takey for me. You know, along the same kind of line of Spaceballs or Galaxy Quest. It was just very tongue-in-cheek sci-fi, and it was
Was that
really
the-
enjoyable.
Was that the one that they thought dogs were the leaders of humanity because they were being chauffeured about?
Well, no, what
it
they
something
did know, they did sew a dog's head on a human body and the other way around.
Yeah.
So a woman's head on a dog's body. It was just like every weird sort of experiment, Martians experiment on people, and they just
Yeah.
kill
Will-
everybody.
That Will Smith was the president or something.
Danny DeVito was amazing in it.
Oh yes.
I can't remember who was the president. Who was the president?
I've just thought about something.
Oh, that with sound. To get it.
No,
No, it was Jack Nicholson. It was Jack Nicholson, wasn't it?
we need to finish cancelling first.
I must be thinking of something different then.
Oh, are you thinking about Independence Day?
It might have been. I don't know.
I was just gonna. That's why I went the whole. How did you get out of my brain? Get out of my
Fucking love
brain!
Independence Day.
My
Oh
God.
my God.
How you tuned into my brain?
Have you guys seen the sequels
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
for Independence Day?
I like
I
Or-
I like terrible
enjoyed.
movies, so that's not exactly a good reference point for them.
I
But
enjoyed
it's not even
the.
terrible, like in a good
I
way.
enjoyed the
I
recent
mean, my
reboot.
favorite movie was Waterworld, so it's how you were,
Okay.
Oh
Sorry,
no,
Kat.
I see. No, see, Independence Day for me was one of those things I had on VHS, and I must have watched about 15 million times. I can quote most of it from start to finish. So when the reboot came out and everyone was older, I was braced for it to be a bit shit. I quite enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as a really nice nostalgic nod to that, not as a
Okay,
I liked it. I didn't hate it. I liked it. I can see why some people wouldn't, but I mean, I was a kid when it came out. I think I was only 10 or 11, so it was just a good film. I loved it.
I was working in a toy shop at Christmas time, and all people want were fucking independence aliens. For fuck's sake, we couldn't fucking get enough of them.
My brother had them. Yeah.
And they want a certain one, and you couldn't get that, and you had to try and talk them, and then they're like, nope.
Could you look in
You're
the back?
No.
No.
Don't get me started. I was like, thank God I don't have anything sharp on me. I would kill people. Yes.
There's been a few pretty poor sequels. We brought up The Matrix. I think that they weren't great sequels. Some nice
Well, I'm
bucks
hoping
to it.
This Christmas, I hope to be surprised.
Oh, we'll see.
I did message you separately about how a podcast should be reboots and sequels. So I think there is enough of them for us to get our rant on
Yeah.
or get our love on. Especially next year with Hocus Pocus 2, which I am equally both anticipating and dreading in equal measure.
Terrified. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Starship Troopers, the sequels.
Oh.
There was. Oh. Oh. So,
Got the Marsh, but he's been corrupted by this new brain bug who's just talking to. I was like, and then there's just,
No, wasn't it? The first one was alright. The second one was a bit shit. The third one was okay. Then they did this shit CGI dodgy 90s animated thing.
yeah, I remember
And then
that.
there was
but it was only like the start or something. It wasn't very long.
no, and then there was the animated one they did not that long ago. That was quite good. I enjoyed that.
It was closer to the books, that one.
Yes.
I've only seen the first one.
Good.
Yeah.
And then the first one is a parody. It's a tongue-in-cheek propaganda movie.
The only good bug's a dead bug. Would you like to know more?
Would you like to know more?
we're not classing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as a sci-fi film then.
That's fantasy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, right. That's like half an hour of my thing.
It's also set in the past.
But then we already said time span doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, because
Just
if
from
you
the Will Smith. Oh, sorry.
oh, go ahead, Will Smith. We're still on it.
Men in Black.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh, recent Men in Black though.
Eh.
I liked it.
I like some of the villains. I love the what was it in the one recent one where there was the weird guy on the floating little clampy hand thing, sort of like tiny little bodies and his little clones of him, just scream.
Was it the second one? Was it the second one? I was like a bit.
I think the second one was a bit. Was the one with the drilly? the lassie who rained and then it cried and it rained and it was all a bit wet.
Was that the
I
third
don't
one?
remember the sequels.
That was the
that
third
the
one, I
I've
think.
tuned out the sequels.
However, Men in Black International one with Chris Hemsworth was actually really good.
The cartoon series was also quite good.
Oh, the cartoon was great.
Yeah,
Cartoon was fantastic.
I really yes,
Absolutely fantastic.
I have all of that.
But there's a lot of sort of themes in movies. I mean, like post-apocalyptic, again, sort of not dystopian ones, but sort of invasion movies are quite disaster movies are quite popular.
Transformers.
Yeah,
Wally.
Wally. Oh, that makes me sad thinking Wally, poor guy. But yeah, War of the Worlds is a good one. The original, sort of old school one.
That, but going on for like hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
good.
good
Good.
live.
yeah.
So
Might
good
lose
live.
viewers.
So good. And even the Tom Cruise one, I actually quite enjoyed a lot. It's quite good. But again, it's the same. Oh, they caught a cold, died. Okay, well, that's fair.
I had to pick child actors.
Did you
so
see?
it's
Does anyone see the
similar.
series, the 60s, 70s TV series?
Yep.
Where it kicks off and like basically what they did with the aliens was they stored them, what was left of them, in oil drums and shoved them in a desert facility in the open. And then there was some kind of, I don't know, some kind of gangster like meet-up showdown, and then like the drums got shot up, and then the goo came out and possessed the humans, and the whole and that was it. They were like moving from body to body trying to get their machines back. It was weird. They were ripping people's arms off. There was a scene in an ice hockey arena, and I was only like maybe about 12 when I was watching this. God.
Excellent.
Because there's a lot of these sort of, I mean, we brought up that Spectre movie. There's a lot of sort of alien invasion movies are quite a big theme. Then you've got the theme of sort of sci-fi war against aliens, which is a very common.
Them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone seen them?
I can't remember
Them.
them.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Oh, okay. Black and white film. Gigantic ants.
Oh, yes. And sort of Triffids is another one.
Yeah.
The Day of the Triffids sort of
Oh,
style.
the Triffids. And there was a series, not recently, but there was a series about them.
Oh,
the Triffids.
yeah, it's the Triffids. Yeah, that was a bit pants from what I remember. Triffids.
I think the series was pants, but like the original Triffids, it was the whole idea was great. Like all of humanity is blinded, and you've got killer plants on the loose.
Yeah.
And if you had eyes, you're like, cha-ching, I'm rich. Hey, I'll take you home. I'm like super Uber, and I will avoid the killer plants.
I've been very tempted to sort of stream a lot of these old movies because they're royalty free now. Because some of these really old ones you could just stream on and just sort of do a Mystery Science Theater 3000 sort of talk over event. So I was thinking just chatting, just having everyone down the port just talking about it and taking a piss out of it. But there was another one I remember from like black and white one where it was a kid, sort of black and white. And there's some lights and stuff in sort of, he lives in like a farmstead and there's a sort of lights in the woods. And he goes and there's an alien sort of takes over his family. And it's really dark. And you can tell because they've got this little, it's really badly done, but it's black and white. They've got like a little marker on the back of their neck. And a sort of old police guy.
Type thing. It's like the whole village gets taken over. In the end.
I don't know. No, yeah, it gets really strange, but it's almost like it was in his dreams, almost most of the movie. I mean, if we're going to bring up sort of horror style ones, then you've also got Children of the Corn, or whatever. Not Children of the Corn. What's the one where it's like the hair? They've all got white hair, and they're all like.
Oh, fuck.
I can't remember the name of that movie.
Village of the Damned? No.
Of the damn children who partake on corn every second Thursday.
Because Children of the Corn is more like a cultist kind of thing, but this one, they were sort of like alien babies.
I was about to say, we've not touched on the Alien franchise, or the Predator franchise. Or the Alien Predator bastardized crossover franchise. And French fries. Alien French fries.
I mean, the franchise is like Terminator, Alien,
Yeah.
Predator. Oh, the last couple of Predator movies have been pretty poor.
But my people, lettuce. I demand
My
my
people.
people be spoken about.
All right, let's talk about Aliens because you've got the thing up, right? Alien
Go
1,
ahead.
amazing. Aliens, amazing. I'll watch that all the time, no matter what. Aliens 3, though.
Not as bad as the fourth one.
Yes. No. I would say like I would rate the first two equally. The third one second place, and then the fourth one it was a New Rock advert. It was an advert for New Rock boots. That was it.
Sequence
That was
in
it's not a film. It's a gigantic New Rock boot
Why
advert.
is she even playing basketball? Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Yeah, it's an advert for New Rock boots. There's no reason for anything they're doing. Subaquatic no, it's all about the footwear. If you watch it again thinking it's a gigantic advert for footwear, you'll be like,
Yeah, okay.
if you look at it as a film in the Alien franchise, you'll cry.
But then, if we're still on the same franchise, do you think that the Promethean franchise is separate to Aliens, or is it just it's a different franchise set in the same universe?
Yeah,
I'm
going
not
with
allowed
that.
to talk about Prometheus.
Yeah. No.
I'm going with Lettuce's second comment.
Matt was in it.
Oh shit! Yeah, he was. He was one of the engineers. He was one of the engineers. Oh yes, he was. I totally remember this. Oh no, that doesn't mean anything about it. I mean, you know.
You could be an actor in a horror movie.
Yeah, for God's sake, I would want to be an actor in a fucking Alien film. I don't care how shit it would be.
His part was cut.
Oh no.
Oh,
But we can't talk about it. It's only on the special edition. Shh.
do we? Well, we can all buy the special edition in his honor.
Yeah. Or not because it's a bad movie.
Well, no, that's what I mean. It wasn't even like.
If I get to see Matt as an engineer.
How do you get run over by a circular thing that you could just roll out the way from?
I mean, that's the same in multiple movies. You got big thing falls over, everyone runs lengthways rather than sideways. It's more dramatic.
Just stupid though.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, you just go
die.
that way.
It's like
no,
Deadpool in a
that
large
was
Zamboni
laughing.
or a Austin Powers. Get out of the way! No, just that way. No.
Oh, Deadpool when he runs over the guy with the fucking ice machine thing on the ice cream.
It's terrible.
Slowly. What were we talking about again?
Aliens.
Aliens.
So Aliens and Promethean, because Prometheus, that sort of series separately it's got some cool parts and sort of the technology and the sort of CGI and everything that the model making and everything in the movie is good. Something's wrong with the story. Really, I don't know what it is with the director. He seems to have gone off on one a little.
Just don't like how David's gone back and he's created the aliens. That doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Like the android has killed off the engineers and created. I don't. That doesn't settle with me. I don't. I want the aliens to have a more organic origin than being created as a. There should be something. There should be like a home world. There should be something more than they've just made them.
Yeah.
You know, hey, I just shoved all this shit in a fruit juicer. Look, we've got some alien juice. Yeah, let's go kill people.
But that's because of the whole predator thing, where they were the species that were bred for the predators to hunt. That's where that shit came from.
Yeah.
But
It's just trying to fill in that blank.
didn't they find their home planet and then take them from there? That's what I got from.
That's where it gets all really weird in Prometheus, because a lot of the previous lore is that they were the ultimate ultimate prey for the predators to hunt.
Yeah, they find it and then they mine them for their eggs from their planet, and then they put them on planets with they looked at natural wildlife and went, right, if that fucks up that and then that comes out of that's gonna be fucking sexy for me for a Saturday night. Well, hey, let's do this. And they grab some popcorn, they grab a spear gun, they're like, let's do it!
Because I read a comic before, and that's what they based Predator 2 on. So I read the comic, and it was amazing. where it was sort of almost like The Thing, where it was an ice thing, but sort of an ice station, Ice Baby.
Ice Baby Station.
It ended up being like an injured predator and a human banded together to fight the aliens, and she got honored at the end by having
He scarred her in the face.
Scarred her in the face.
Yep. I think I've seen that.
So they took that really good comic and then made a poor movie out of it.
Yeah.
They went spaloon. Yeah.
Yeah, because Predator 1's amazing, but that's just because Arnie is like, I'm a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus as well.
If it breathes, we can kill it.
Just like
me.
me.
Job. You're just having snooze.
Yeah, that's snooze.
Did you just slyly put some snooze in there? I said no one else would have recognised that. I saw that.
No, I picked up on that.
Oh,
I mean, I've got nicotine gum, so I'll remember.
oh well, I've got nothing. Just my love.
Lots of cider. That's what it is.
You see lots, then no. It's
just
no,
normal amount of cider.
it's slowly diminishing. Well, not slowly. It's quickly diminishing.
Ooh.
I've got flashy lights. Anyway, right, alien film.
Yeah, Predator. I think we're going on the Predators, and
Alien
the last
Alien versus Predator. Oh God.
Fucking hell! It was the one that came to Earth, and it was Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck off. No.
And then for some reason, somebody pressed the button on the maturation rate of the alien eggs, and it was like, instead of days or that, it was like, oh, like microwave time, like 30 seconds. Push!
Done. No.
Oh, that's where I'm
Homeless
mixing
people
things up.
are like just popping like fucking flies.
I'm
People
mixing
in the
things
hospital,
up. Alien versus Predator is the one that's based off that comic that I was talking
Yes,
about.
because you get
Predator 2 is Glover. Sorry, the one from Lethal Weapon. Get too old for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Predator 2 is awesome. I did that because Gary Busey was in that.
Yeah.
I loved the chemistry between them. And also, like, looking back and just like, he's in a spacesuit in a meat locker with his team. And he's getting fucked up.
Whatever happened to Gary Busey? What the hell?
He was in Big Brother. He was in Big Brother. He did some horrible things. Anyway, we separate stream. We're divulging away from sci-fi.
Predator alien game where you could play as the alien, the predator, or the humans.
Oh, Alien vs Predator game is amazing.
Going back to Star Wars Battlefront 2, the same place we had the 4 PC setup, we did AVP, where 2 of us were Marines in one person's bedroom, and then one person had a PC for the Predator and one had the PC for the Alien.
That would have been great.
I'm pulling faces because Aliens Fire Team Elite made me very fucking angry, but not as angry as Colonial Marines made me. When we talk about sci-fi games that have, because I still haven't completed Aliens Fire Team Elite because it like the minute there's more than like 10 aliens on the screen, the PlayStation goes fuck off, I can't do this. Just like great.
Yeah, I think we had this chat a while ago. Yeah, like myself and AD and Kurt, we did it, but it was like I was playing Halo at points. It was, I don't think I kept any of those streams to do anything with.
Rightly so.
Disappointing.
Because I refunded the game and then AD bought it for me because those guys wanted to play it. So I felt guilty that I got rid of it and then he spent this money on me and I couldn't give it back.
Oh no.
Oh.
Good news, Command & Conquer is downloaded.
Hey.
Oh.
I should have said
Coming soon to a stream near you, we fuck each other up.
We scream at each other repeatedly.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's gonna be great fun. I want to play Command & Conquer with you guys.
Yeah. Okay,
Although,
which one? We can talk about this off stream.
We'll talk about that one.
Yep.
Oh, but we definitely will. Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, I'm fucking excited already.
What about RoboCop?
That's a. Is that dystopian or is that sci-fi?
Like Judge Dredd.
In the future,
I've
technology.
been ignoring chat.
Corporate takeover of everything. And
We're going into this sort of.
Thank you for your contributions that you've gone already out, man. Back to the Future.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
Sorry, Black Ops. Sorry, Black Ops. I've been ignoring you. I've been engrossed with the guys. But yeah,
If you'd been
Back to
here,
the
Black
Future.
Ops, I wouldn't have ignored you.
Oh!
on
Black
RoboCop,
Ops. Black
I would
Ops loves
say
me. He
yes,
loves me.
and
Does that-
certainly the new one, the remake with the Swedish actor.
Does
Okay,
that
you only
mean,
just said it. Thank fuck.
Dread would fit into that as well?
Dread, Dread. That's also a sort of dystopian, but also a sci-fi one. But yeah, I'll say that one. That's also
Yeah, it's like,
sci-fi.
where do you cross over between that boundary? Yeah, that's.
No, it is though. The thing I love about RoboCop is that initially the first screenings of it, in a scene where he gets tortured and shot and killed, they had to tone it down so much because of how far the gore went, and it's like, oh, I reckon I'd look. We'd eat that up now, but back then it was like,
Yeah, not like that.
And RoboCop shot a guy in the dick.
yup,
He did. He did.
in the dick.
He shot him in the
Good.
dick. Oh.
Ruined that poor woman's skirt. Poor skirt.
But I'm really.
No, I think it will ruin anyway.
I would be really scared if we ended up in RoboCop universe. Oh my god! But
I
that
would
feels
be
like it would go that
surprised.
way, though.
Yeah.
But privatizing like the police force, oof.
I mean, that's already happening in America, is it not?
There is a lot of sort of private, localized police forces for like enclosed communities and things.
Yeah.
I've got a very serious sci-fi film to talk about.
Serious.
Oh.
Spaceballs.
Yay!
May the Schwartz be with you.
Mega Man. Mega Man.
Mega, it's Mega Maid. What's your password? 1, 2.
Pizza the Hut. He was trapped in his car and just ate himself.
But that's a Mel Brooks altogether. I don't think there's a single Mel Brooks movie that I would not watch again and again and again, because it's always funny, no matter what.
Oh, I think this came up in cult movies, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was Mel Brooks had a disproportionate amount of entries, but for good reason.
Because they're just something about his comedy that we'll never capture again. I think sort of that level of satire mixed in with ridiculous sort of events that you just can't get it again. Oh, maybe we will. Maybe we'll be. I think the New Zealand director, what's his name? I can't always
Oh, the one
butcher
who's
his
done
last name.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, and I think he's got
So that one, John. That one you just said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
my
one.
chat's like, here you go. This is how to spell it. I'm still gonna be able to
Yeah, I'm not
pronounce
gonna. I'm not gonna butcher it.
It's Taika Waititi, unless your chat is telling me I'm pronouncing it wrong.
But yeah, I think with Jojo Rabbit, I mean, we're just gonna sidestep on this one, but he has that level of comedy that Mel Brooks sort of pushed.
Oh, so I guess we're Marvel stuff. So Guardians of the Galaxy, sci-fi film.
Yeah, it's definitely a sci-fi film. It just happens to be in the Marvel universe, I think.
But yeah, so it's it's kind of like Disney, Marvel, but still sci-fi.
I don't
mainstream.
know. I wonder if comic books and the films that have spawned them is its own separate discussion, because otherwise they're nearly. Because otherwise nearly every single Marvel film is sci-fi.
We have
that's a good
booked
point.
in. We have booked in a superhero stream. I think.
Yeah, I know, I was
In
just talking about that.
February, I think March.
This is a good point. So yeah, because but it's a separate genre in the sci-fi genre. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
My chat
so on
just
that point, I'm excited.
Yeah, my
Sorry, I was just waiting for the right moment. Cool, we can do that for another point. Lovely.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
We'll bring that up.
Do that
We'll
again.
bring that up in the superhero.
Oh,
stream.
I'll bring it up again, baby. Oh!
But there's some hardcore sort of sci-fi ones like Interstellar, which is sort of really sort of hardcore.
I enjoyed
the
it.
Galaxy.
problematic one where fuck, what's his name? Woke up someone else. Oh shit. I'm gonna
Did
have
we
to
talk
Google
about
that.
Galaxy Quest?
I mentioned Galaxy Quest.
Yeah,
briefly.
Galaxy Quest. You know, we could go on like Galaxy Quest and all of the Star Trek movies as a series.
Sorry, Blackhawk. Kat
Jesus.
had mentioned Galaxy Quest, so you and Kat are on the same page. You both love Galaxy Quest.
Yeah,
But it's
So-
literally just a parody movie of Star Trek, though.
but that's the whole point.
That's oh thingy, thingy.
That one.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
oh, shut up, you. Sorry, I'm having flashbacks to Ark last night. No, the Star Wars one, Fanboys.
Fanboys.
Fanboys. It's the Star Wars film where they go to find yeah, it's yeah. Everybody, no.
No,
Everybody.
I'm blank. I've not heard of this one.
It's basically a Star Wars film about fans who have a lifelong dream to go to Skywalker Ranch and see Episode 4, but one of them has cancer, so they actually go and do it for them. And there's tons of Oh, nobody's seen this.
Like a documentary more than no.
You're all alone,
Yeah.
Joe.
No, because you've got Ray Park. Because it's hilarious.
All right, I'll put this on the list to watch.
Yes. Oh no, I'll send links to people. But no, it's because it's not okay. I guess it's not. It's based on Star Wars, but it's not. It's real life because it's Danny Trejo's in it. He gives the guys like fucking
Machete.
peyote and stuff. He gives the guys peyote when they fixes their car, and there's like a gay stripper bar, and Carrie Fisher's in it, and Ray Park's in it.
Wait. Oh, also, George Lucas, way to kill off the wrong fucking parent. Sorry, like the amount of money it costs to bring Carrie Fisher back in after she died. Where no.
Yep.
Oh.
See, I can't. I'm not doing this because that's the path. I've promised offline that I would. I can't.
No, I can have this rant. I can have this rant.
You can. This is all you.
No fucking human survives in the vacuum of space. She's not a fucking Jedi. She's just another Disney princess. Can't cope with it. Made me very angry about that fucking film. No, I never forgave Matt for making me watch it. I was so angry. I was screaming at the TV. I was like, no. Anyway, I'm calm.
Back in the room.
But you can survive in space for quite a while.
About 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Just no.
See, John's with me on this.
I am literally resisting having a massive rant.
No.
No, I promised offline I wouldn't go into this.
So Wee John was in a place where he was involved in a lot of sort of discussions and community stuff involving conventions and stuff like this, and it got a little bit heated.
It's too deep. It's too deep. Too deep and toxic. I've been to fan places where you would not want to go.
Someone
Honestly,
mentioned, as we're talking a lot of comedy stuff rather than the rant, I'm going to take the heat off this Star Wars rant. We'll go back into comedy sci-fi. So I think you mentioned Evolution.
Yes. Chat
Yes.
of Evolution.
Yeah.
Yes.
So an absolute alien invasion sort of banger movie, I think. But I always thought Timotei shampoo, was it, or something like that they used?
Yeah.
It was Head and Shoulders.
Head and Shoulders. It was like a huge advert for Head and Shoulders. The Head and Shoulders kills aliens.
It was selenium. Selenium, that's it.
Selenium.
Because they were nitrogen based, and if you follow the periodic table round, ours came to arsenic, theirs came to selenium.
Yeah, and then there was a huge sort of discussion. It's like, Head and Shoulders doesn't even contain it.
It doesn't.
No, it has. It's just like, it was just an advert they had just for it. The amount of sponsorship money they must have got to put that in the movie as the main thing. But
Yeah, they're like, oh, what is it in? Well, it's in the shampoo. All right, cool. We'll put this shampoo. Yeah. Slight point.
Bloody.
His ranting is cutting out. Oh my god.
Oh no! Basically, because Matt made me watch that film, something happened to Matt. I overshared in the chat about it. He's just read it, and now I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, this is the chat that me and Matt cannot have. To the end of days chat. Like even my chat's talking about the chat now.
Being supportive as well as playing Dead by Daylight.
I screenshot it, guys. I'll show you the overshare
Yeah,
later. It's
put
fine.
it in the Discord.
Black Ops. We need to move on now. This whole thing is just.
Yeah.
I'm with you. But I'm with you.
I want to bring up the Star Trek movies.
Oh no!
Depends which ones.
No, you're moving on to the next thing. Oh dear.
I'm talking about. Let's start off at the beginning. The Star Trek 1, the original Star Trek movie, Star Trek the motion picture.
Okay,
we'll
right.
start there,
okay,
okay?
right. Okay, that's good. We're starting in a nice place.
We're not going to bring up the Nemesis, so we're going to ignore Nemesis. It never existed.
Because the fucking cast
Sounds
hated
good.
it just as much as we did.
Sound's gone.
But
Why is my hello? Yeah, no, my sound should be fine.
Here you.
yeah, it's fine here. We've all got you.
Yeah. Come on, Black Ops. Listen to me.
That's me, Black Ops. It all works here.
Stop trying to steal my people. They're probably in your chat anyway. Just because you go
Multi-streaming.
I'll get cleavage out. Don't you shake your booty. I can fucking do shit.
First ever motion picture for Star Trek is amazing, right?
Demonetized.
It is amazing. It's like the Vega thing, even the
yeah, Oh,
visuals.
Yeah, the Voyager probe, and it's Vega,
Yep.
and Daly doesn't know how to spell, and it's all great.
Then after that it goes a bit strange before it gets into Next Generation, like the back in time thing for the whales.
I loved. Take me to your nuclear vessels.
Nuclear vessels.
I love that. And then like McCoy's like, what is this? The goddamn Dark Ages? Take 2 of these, and then the lady's like, woo! Later on. I loved it.
You've just because I have all of the movies, which is bad.
And then they had the Wrath of Khan, didn't they? That was Wrath of Khan.
I loved Khan. And ever since then, I was scared of insects going into my ears.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm like, you could just wear some earplugs, Federation people.
Mm-hmm.
But they tied that in, though. Sorry to like link a film to it to Next Generation, but the Next Generation series finale, which was I think banned for a period of time on most TV series because it was dark, because the Federation was infected with those eerie things.
Yeah.
Earwigs.
Yep, and then there's like the
Oh,
head of the
those earwigs
Federation
freak
had
me
the
out.
big mother earwig in the chest, and like Riker
Yeah.
and Picard were like, blow your head up, then we're gonna blow you. I'm like, this is like somebody was like, I'm having a horror thing on Star Trek. I've got the power. I'm doing this.
Yep.
That was like, yeah, I think that was like the most taboo banned Star Trek Next Generation episode.
Oof.
But linked to that though, linked to original. So anyway, Khan!
Khan.
Yeah, that was 1982, Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Before I was even born. And it was what the Search for Spock.
Search for Spock. That was also
Yeah.
really cool, actually.
Yeah, I
I
like that.
recently found out that Leonard Nimoy is the entire reason that the Vulcan death grip was invented, because he decided that his character needed a way to end combat quickly and efficiently, so he came up with that because that's more Spock than anything else. I was like, that's awesome. Like, that's so cool.
He did a lot of writing, Nimoy, for them as well. He like wrote up everything about the Vulcans. Their entire culture and history all comes from pretty much Nimoy working with Roddenberry to produce the culture. So
Like the Next Generation crossover with Spock, with Picard, Spock, and Data, and then Data like uses the death grip on the Tasha Yar Romulan clone.
Oh,
The escape
I
from
love
monsters.
the fact that the voice of the computer in Star Trek Next Generation and everything else, the female voice, is not only Deanna Troy's mother, but is Roddenberry's wife in real life as well. I thought that was lovely.
Oh,
Luxana
Oh.
Troy.
Roxanne Troy, what a being.
I don't know,
Jeez.
like,
Oof.
Deanna
She's
Troy
an
is a middle girl
experience.
like me, so, you know.
So
I mean,
I-
she must have read the scripts and been like, oh, fucking yes, I'm gonna go crazy today.
I never understood why, say, the original series movies are so good in comparison to the Next Generation ones.
Because I think
what happened?
The Romulan Tasha was her daughter. Thanks, Black Ops.
I think it was because they wanted to, because obviously they had Next Generation, then they did the films and they fucked the films up, and it was so long until they did anything TV series wise again. Well, not so long, but they had quite a break. I think they really wanted to bring Star Trek into a film franchise, and they fucked it. They ended up getting a bunch of directors that hadn't watched the shows. Because that's what Nemesis had done. Nemesis had a director that not only had not watched the shows, refused to watch the shows, and then refused to listen to the cast's input on my character would do that. Exactly.
I'd watch that
Yeah.
in cinema.
Even the fucking cast hate it. Like, Geordie and Deanna Troy are the two that will speak out about it the most, because they were just like,
She
my character-
speaks about it. She's not shy. I've
No,
watched
she's not.
convention streams. She is not shy. She can go.
What did they do with Tom Hardy? Oh dear. But the other ones, even the one where they had the time rift thing, and I will say the Borg one was great. Actually,
Yes.
Yeah.
that's the
That
only
Borg-
one I would say was actually good.
That Borg Queen is sexy as fuck.
Yep.
It
It still doesn't make any sense. Don't get me on the Borg Queen. It doesn't make any sense. Borg Queens do not make any sense.
Oh God. Okay.
no,
Okay. I'll interject with just that. My favorite.
She's
phrase
sexy,
of
but
that film is where Worf and Picard just Worf had enough. He's like, Picard's like, no, we're doing this. He's like, if you were any, he calls Worf a coward, and Worf's like, if you were any other man, I would kill you where you stand. And I was like, that is some big praise to Picard, because otherwise you'd be fucking done, son.
mm,
I'm like that. For me, that's the bet. That was like a classic part of the film. That's like a breaking point. And Picard's like, shh.
yeah. In the beginning of that movie, it's like, this is a good day to die. It's like,
Oh yeah, he was fine. He should, the helm. It's like the only other person alive is the fucking helmsman, and he's like, I didn't want you to say that, but okay, here we go. Oh, please. Oh, thank fuck, the Enterprise is here. Please beam us away. Please hurry up.
and
But yeah,
then
Worf's just like, I've had it. This is it. Let's do it, baby.
I think we've got
Kamikaze.
to say the last ones that are done with the sort of the reboot movies.
Oh no, Black Ops. We can't.
Why?
No, we're going to leave that discussion for another time. Black Ops.
New Star
It's
Trek
okay.
movies.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan. In that
Oh yeah,
movie.
Benedict Cumberbatch's Khan was good. I
Yeah,
do
it
like
was
that.
really good.
But they had that weird movie where they landed on a planet and there was the woman with the tattoo, white skin and the tattooed
White
face.
skin and white hair.
That was Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah.
Because there was like dozens of tiny ships that tore it apart and then all stranded. And
Yeah.
I mean, after that, yeah, I just got lost in that kind of friend. I mean,
The-
yeah.
But the epic sci-fi stuff of the original movies, they were epic. Like entire planets being completely destroyed and torn asunder.
It's
Giant things coming to destroy Earth. You know, spaceships, and then. Wow.
Well, I mean, there was a sword fight on a drill. I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty
but there was a
epic.
sword fight in the original series as well. You know, they had the
First in chat voice again on some things. First Contact, the only Next Generation movie with a damned.
yeah.
First Contact. Yep. Okay, OMAC. OMAC. Oh, sorry. I apologize. And then what you say next, buddy? It's a tough little ship. Stop dicking on the Defiant, John. I'm not dicking on the Defiant. Defiant's fucking awesome. I love the Defiant. We all do.
It's gonna be a movie just on the Defiant. It'll be fine. There we go.
It was for Deep Space Nine. It was the Enterprise of Deep Space Nine. That's what I'm saying. it fucking took Deep Space Nine, and people are like, "Oh, it's just going to stay in one place," and then they got the Defiant. It's like fucking yeah. That's me, buddy. Sorry. Carry on. I'm just addressing chat. I love my chat.
All right, after 2.5 hours, I think
Not convinced.
it's time to move
Well,
on to the quiz, I think, because that'll take us the next 30 minutes or so.
Well, it's quiz
I
time.
mean,
I
it's
think-
only 20
Yes.
questions, but yeah.
Yeah, it's 20 questions.
That's just gonna
do
work.
I need to do stuff? I need to write things down.
I need to write something down. I can't write down.
Obviously, my chat, if you want to do a Word document or whatever, type out your
Screenshot
answers
both,
and
that's fine,
screenshot them before I read out the answers. And obviously, if we figure out that you got a lot of them right, I will give you a prize from my channel.
My chat, well, I mean, Omac's not convinced about the previous thing, so please, if you don't want to help out, it's okay, buddy. If you're not convinced about me.
What I will say is there isn't a single Star Wars question in it.
Shit! I've been sabotaged!
I'm gonna use my
okay,
phone.
right, we're fucked. We're fucked.
And then
It's fine. Do what we do. Do what we
and
can.
then I'll probably send it to Survive Chat or some such, so that you can check your answers.
You ready?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Oh, born ready.
One.
In the room.
Right. The character Mork from Mork and Mindy first appeared on which show?
Okay. I'm guessing. And that
Well,
one.
I mean, it's I'm not going to say anything about that one. What's? Okay. What? Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, their chats are going away. I don't think DC presses is on my one. My only viewer is going to tell me anything.
Forsaken me from previous things about the Defiant, but
DC might help you. DC was anyway.
Black
Question
Ops
2.
is usually pretty good on this for me, so we're going
Have
with
no
that. Okay.
chat.
Sorry.
I am
Which-
all alone.
Which show features
Just
an
me and the
alien
weird
life
hedgehog.
form from the planet Melmac arriving on Earth to live with the Tanner family?
God, that's easy.
Yeah. So which show? Alien life form, planet Melmac,
Chat, don't worry, I've got
Earth,
that.
Tanner family.
I can do that one.
No.
I'm old.
Got that. Got that. We're
Some
good.
of them are kind of easy. Some of them are kind of easy.
Phone work, please.
Bit easier than my cartoon quiz.
Yeah, I was being nice yesterday. I was like, oh, just a quiz together. It's fine.
Impressive. Thank you, Michael. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Black Ops, I totally agree. Chat, thank you for supporting me in this quiz.
Right, question 3.
Oh, 3, here we go. Here we go.
This is another easy one. I should have been meaner. Which show saw 2 FBI agents investigate cases that appear to involve the paranormal?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Can't
actually we
believe-
didn't discuss at all.
I'm
tonight.
surprised we didn't bring that up. No.
Yeah.
Did not! Edward Toombs.
Don't.
Well, obviously, no chat's about to respond to this because everybody's like, yeah, it's all obvious.
Yeah.
Doodly 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 whoop whoop whoop.
I don't know. The series didn't last until like the 2000s. If you're 18, you might not know it.
That's true.
Fair enough, oh Michael. Fair enough.
Okay, which show initially had a mini-series in 1983 but was also rebooted in 2009 featuring aliens seemingly not what they seem?
Ooh, that's a good one. And no, we've just done that. So
Got me stumped there.
I'm going with
We
something.
talked about it tonight.
I'm going with something.
We've talked about a lot tonight. Also, I've seen that.
Yeah, 2.5 hours of chat. Can't remember 5 minutes ago.
Probably got it semi right, but it's probably a different series on the same part. But anyway,
Alright, question 5. Originally... Oh, do you want me to repeat that? I apologise, chat. Which show, initially in miniseries in 1983 but also rebooted in 2009, features aliens coming to Earth but seemingly not what they seem? There you go.
Black Ops, you're sorted, buddy. You are sorted with that. Do not worry. We've got that.
Okay. Next. Originally a film in 1973 that became a TV series in 2016 was a futuristic theme park. What was the name?
Oh, I'm surprised we didn't even bring that one up. Oh dear.
I know.
Oh. Well, at least I've got a couple of points. That makes me feel happy.
It was yeah, it was, buddy. It was fucking ages ago. Shit, Chat, I'm stumped. I'm totally stumped. Futuristic theme park. What the fuck? Don't type that. That's not encouraging. I need support. Kat, could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah. Originally the film was in 1973. It became a TV series in 2016, and it's about a futuristic theme park.
No, it's fucking obvious. Sorry. Guys, it's okay. No, it's fine. Oh god. Chat, don't worry. Don't worry. And you'll kick yourselves when I reveal this. It's fine. Fucking hell, John.
You ready for question 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
Based on a 1920s comic strip and a television movie pilot from 1978, what TV show follows a NASA experiment who is frozen in space for 504 years that has to adapt to the future?
Do you need the full name? Or...
I would like the full name.
Oh! Ah!
No idea.
Got it. It's like literally twice as long as every other answer. Chat, again, I've got this. There's certain things I want to like vocalize, but I can't. Andy, I think you're too young. I'm sorry. I literally think you wouldn't. I can't see how you would have seen this. I'm sorry.
Probably. Oh well, I've written nope as an answer.
Yeah, I think that's probably your best thing to do. That was it, actually. It was no.
Nope.
Yeah.
Question 7. Which British TV sci-fi sitcom takes place on a mining craft ship?
Oh God.
Look, I put this together in a hurry, okay? And you got crucified in the last quiz. I was being nice.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'll be nice.
Apple crumble.
Oh, nice.
She says it's hot.
I mean, oh my God, of course not. That would never be the answer. Don't be silly. And Black Ops.
I want
Yeah,
someone to
Kat did throw in an easy one, and it's a breather. So yeah, definitely. Black Ops has got your back, Kat.
I've got stale cake.
Andy has stale cake, everybody. I just want to announce this.
Question 8.
I was eating it earlier.
How quickly? I mean.
Okay, you ready for question 8?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which TV sci-fi ran for 5 years from 1989 and featured a physicist who leaps through space-time?
Yes. Yeah, I've already touched on this and something else. So
Touched it.
I touched it. I touched it with something else. Again, chat. Don't. Yep. You guys. We're on the same page, chat. We're all good here. This is the most happy I've been on a quiz for a long time. It'll be like 10 years.
Oh, that's delicious. It's distracting me.
I'm very jealous. I'm going to stare angrily at you.
Okay, question 9. Which show created by Joss Whedon was cancelled after 11 episodes?
Too soon. Hashtag too soon.
Yeah. Chat. It's like you're in my brains. My brains. That sounds like I have more than. Oh, I've got a brain in my head and one in my butt. My left cheek is being replaced with a brain.
Butt brain.
Brain, butt brain.
You still
It
won't
looks-
start streams on time, though, will you?
No. Well, that's what the butt brain's for. It's just gonna. Hey, this stream tonight started time.
Yeah, that's not your control, though.
No, it was. It was in my. I started 7 minutes early. Thank you very much.
Are you ready for question 10?
I guess so.
Oui, oui.
This witch hunt is over.
Which British sci-fi show ran from 1978 to 1981 with the title character travelling through space with 6 others?
Oh God,
It's
that's thingy.
British.
Oh, that's. Oh,
indeed British.
it's so British. It's so British and like.
Oh no, blank. I know it. I can't remember the name. Ah!
Don't know.
Oh, it's like after a, and then it's like a one, and then it's.
Nope.
No. It's like I can see it. I can reach it. I need more spice.
Okay, I'll say it again. Which British sci-fi show ran from 78 to 81 where the title character travels through space with 6 others?
No, damn it! I know. I totally know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the fucking name. I can see their costumes. I can see their haircuts in my mind's eye. For God's sake, John, come on. Ah!
Shall I move on to question 11?
Yeah, that was mean.
Which author wrote the bestseller that hatched into a successful film franchise?
Oh! Oh! Oh, Black Ops, I love you. Sorry, everybody. I had the first part of that. Sorry. Continue, Kat. I apologize.
So question 11 was which author wrote a bestseller that hatched into a successful film franchise? I just love seeing Letters' confused face as he eats apple crumble.
Can you repeat that question again? I'm sorry. What?
Yeah? Which author wrote a bestseller which then hatched into a successful film franchise?
That could be like an author. I don't fucking know authors.
You're going to struggle with the second half of this quiz then.
Oh my fucking God. Oh God! Thank you, Black Ops, for the previous help with because I had the first part and then you just thank God. I don't what Hatch? What the fuck? Author? I fucking know about authors.
Okay, I
Uthers.
want
I only read one.
Oh, okay, right. Well,
question 12. I want the name and the book that Blade Runner is adapted from. So I want the name of the author and the title of the book that Blade
No
Runner.
you evil bitch!
Yeah, I know.
I don't fucking know.
I know this one. There we go. Finally.
Educated, ladies and gentlemen.
Blade Runner book title. What the fuck?
I
Cheap.
Okay, right. So
Forest. I actually only started watching TV when I was about 14, to be honest. So I think I missed some stuff.
you only started watching TV when you were 14.
Yeah, I wasn't really allowed. I spent most of my childhood wandering around a forest.
That's amazing. Okay, question 13. The first science fiction novel is considered to have been written in 1818. What is it?
Oh, I actually might know this one.
This is question 13.
Yeah. So the first science fiction novel is said to have been written in 1818. What is it? Obviously, if you can also guess who wrote it, that would be great.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is the exact title, but I think it's...
Would it
I
be,
got it right.
as a hint,
You
is
got
it
it
a
right.
horror by any chance? Is it got a horror part to it?
Kinda.
Black Ops is
Quiz.
It is easier than letters to squid, but to be fair, I pulled this out my ass yesterday. So.
Black Ops. So you're referring to question 13, the recent question. Is this what you're talking about?
I'm being nice.
Yeah.
The next one's gonna piss people off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Black Ops is on a roll here.
Oh,
Oh
good.
God! Wait, which? Or that one? Oh God.
That's all right, DC. If you know what it is, it's all good. Right, question 14.
DC's in your chat, eh?
Well, it's always in my chat.
Oh, I see.
Question 14. The Sentinel became which film classic directed by Stanley Kubrick? So, The Sentinel became which classic film directed by Stanley Kubrick?
Why did you just get bitchy with this last half of the fucking questions? Jesus. Just like starting hating people in life. God.
Just guessing. At this point, it's just chucking names at a board.
Well, Marco, I mean, at this point, I don't know. I mean, I was like, I think we got the first half pretty nailed, but
You should get the next one.
Well, I hope so.
I'll be lucky if I get 3 of these.
You don't have you don't have amazing support like I do.
No.
So get fuck off.
I've got no support.
Question
Yes,
15.
but you're intelligent.
Oh, thank you.
Question 15. Published in 1895. Who wrote The Time Machine?
Oh no.
I had to dig deep for that one. Jesus. Right. It was the power of crumble. It helped.
Power of Crumble compels you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what you're backtracking or quite? Oh God. So,
They've done some good movies.
I feel like we're losing
Time
it now,
Machine.
chat.
There's been a few Time Machine movies that have been pretty good.
It was in Warehouse 13 as well.
It was, yeah. I also like the spin they put on it on Warehouse 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 4.
Yeah.
Black Ops. Which one does that your latest answer refer to? Sorry.
It makes remembering the name of the author more problematic.
Right. So okay. So for
Am I allowed to move on?
Yeah. 16, right?
Yep. So we're on question 16 now. You guys should get this. You've already fanboyed over it today.
No, I'm losing track.
David Lynch
But
directed
which
a film
question was that in relation
adaptation
to?
of which Frank Herbert novel? So,
Children's quiz.
so David Lynch directed a film adaptation of which
that's
Frank Herbert novel?
Let
Oh,
us
that's
make
lovely.
us being the quiz master again.
What the hell she's saying in the background?
Auntie Mattie's getting quite irate because apparently the questions are too easy.
Well, the question answering Banshee could just maybe tone it down a bit and just calm down. Because we're not all knowing like she is.
By whom?
Me, bitch! Lick your knees, silly. You wail all you want.
Sounds like a python yelling, I don't.
It's important to note I wasn't listening through this entire stream.
Right. Question 17.
I've not even done the test.
Which novel introduces Arthur Dent?
Oh, fuck's sake. This is the bump book of sci-fi quiz.
No, but look at that.
They all know what it is.
We John doesn't.
Oh God, John, if you don't know this, you deserve slaps.
You can come slap me. I will slap you back in the face with my dick, bitch. How dare you? How dare you, sir?
seriously.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely slap you with my
This
wang.
is like the Bible of sci-fi. This
Well,
is the Bible of
yeah, I
sci-fi.
don't get religious on sci-fi.
I have no idea.
See?
Okay.
All right,
This is
18.
question-
18.
so-
Move on.
Yeah,
Move on.
We're now. Yeah,
What
we're
do you
on
like
question
chat? What's
18
going
now.
on?
Moving on to 18.
Which 1932 Aldous Huxley novel was adapted for
Why?
television in 2020?
Why do you hate people? Why
Just
do you
ones that don't
decide-
read, John.
Why? This isn't.
So-
This is a witch hunt. This isn't a sci-fi quiz now.
Doesn't matter how easy the questions are.
Fucking witch hunt. See, even my chat is saying, "What the fuck?"
I retract things. This one's got me stumped.
Good.
This one I don't have either. I'm just trying to think of what came out in 2020.
So, which Aldous Huxley novel was
Right,
adapted for
No!
television?
Now I know!
in
Now I remember! I know what it is.
Oh god.
It's
Right.
good.
I think we're done. We're just gonna like ride this as far as we can.
It's the one with the things in the neck, right? Just as, just as a hint to people. I think it's that one. If it's the same. Yeah. It's a hint to people.
It was also a TV movie in the 90s. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Let me just look at my bookshelf.
It's in the neck. Where are you go? Oh my god.
Have to look at his bookshelf, John, because some of us read.
Oh, I've got books. It just make more fucking sense of what you put in quick.
Nope. Mixed up with a different book. Shit.
Okay.
Hit 19.
Also, no fucking Star Wars
Right,
shit.
let's go for
Thank
question
you.
19 then.
Oh, we're on to 19, chat. Fantastic.
Which
Go.
Stephen King novel
God.
featured Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1987 when it was adapted to film?
What?
So, which Stephen King novel, when it was adapted to film in 87, starred Arnold Schwarzenegger?
That was a year before I was born.
Chat, for God's sake. This is question 19.
Oh,
Sci-fi,
please.
Stephen King, Arnold. Okay.
Someone
No,
younger
it's
than
not.
me.
Oh, Mako, that's not. It's
Baby
not.
Christian.
It's not that. You know it's not. Stop it. I mean, if we've got nothing else, I'll just put it down as an answer. But it's that. It's not that. We know it's not that.
Final question.
Oh, there's a final question. I've just missed out the last fucking quarter of the quiz on questions.
Okay.
Thanks. Oh no, it has. Oh god, my chat's just abandoned all logic now. Great.
Which book, written in 1849, tells the tale of a dystopian regime?
This is not dystopian chat. We discussed
It's
this
still
earlier.
sci-fi, so go fuck
Oh
yourself.
god!
Ah.
I'm done.
Did poorly. Oh dear.
Yeah, I have to argue dystopia isn't sci-fi.
This particular one is. I will argue the case for this one.
Right. Okay.
It's not
That's.
the-
Oh,
Nah.
Michael, we're gonna
It's
go
not
with that.
sad.
We're gonna go with that.
Might be true, might be not. Who
There we
knows?
go. We're going. That's it. Pen is down. I'm
I don't
taking
have a pen.
your answer.
I'm using my thumbs.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You've been.
Let's see if I can beat Wee John's community.
Right.
Jack, I think we're done. I don't want to go back. We'll see what happens. Right. Let's see.
Right.
When it was written.
I need a
That's when
separate
it was
piece of
written.
paper to
The
record
irony,
the
he
actual.
switched that. That's the
Right.
thing.
So,
It wasn't written then, it was written then.
right.
Anyway.
It wasn't written.
No, it's 49.
This piece
Anyway.
of paper is for
I'm
marks
sorry, it's not
of
a copy of the
success.
Right, question 1.
Yep.
Okay.
The answer was Happy Days.
Success!
Okay.
Happy
good.
Days is sci-fi.
No, but it has the
But Mork and Mindy
Mork
was.
and Mindy in it.
Well done, chat. Well done. Well done for that.
Okay. Question 2 was Alf.
Yes.
Nope.
Excellent.
Question 3
Cats.
was The X-Files.
Awesome. Okay, guys, see, I know we're gonna do well, and then we're gonna go shit.
Question 4 was V.
Yep. See, I'm getting excited because I know we're gonna get fucked soon.
Question 5 was Westworld.
Oh god, chat, you are awesome. I love you.
I knew that.
Guys. Oh.
Question 5 is Westworld.
Oh, god damn it, chat, you are sexy beasts.
And for question 6, I did want the full title.
Uh-huh.
Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Yep. Oh my god.
Never heard of it.
Maybe next. Tweety, Dr. Theodopolopoulos. The big medallion doctor robot. No, oh god.
Question 7 was Red Dwarf.
Yay.
Yep. Oh, see, we're on a fucking roll.
Yeah, and I'm gonna rip the rug right out from under you.
I know. I'm gonna get fucked now soon, very soon.
Question 8 was Quantum Leap.
Yep.
Okay.
Guys, I know we're gonna do good to the next 2.
9 was Firefly.
Yep.
10 was Blake's 7.
Oh, I got Blake. That's when I made that weird noise because then chat filled in the 7 bit because I got frustrated. Oh.
That one I didn't get. So.
See, oh god, was that Black Ops or was that Omako? One of you two got finished that off for me. I had a wee chubby. Sorry.
11 was Michael Crichton.
Nope.
My god! Oh, chat, I love you. I love you, chat.
Question 12 was Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Oh no, I missed that.
Yes.
No, I missed that.
Question 13 was Mary Shelley.
Yep. Frankenstein.
No, God, no.
Yep, for Frankenstein.
Oh no, this is where we go down, chat. This is where we're locked. Oh no. No.
Question 14 was 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Oh fuck! Chat, this is it. This is where it goes to shit.
Question 15 was H.G. Wells.
Yay.
Yes.
We got that.
And if you ever watch Warehouse 13, H.G. Wells was portrayed by a very gorgeous British lady.
Yes. Well, H.G. Wells was meant to be a woman, was she not?
Guys, yeah, it's gonna be like.
It was a because at that period of time, if you wrote as a woman, you wouldn't.
That was
be...
H.G. Wells, a female
Red.
author.
Supposedly.
Yeah, she was meant to be a female author.
Question 16 was June.
That's amazing.
Good.
Question 17 was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh no! Did I ignore somebody on that? Fuck. Did we kick? No, I don't know. I'll take blame for that, chat.
Did they even say thanks for all the fish? Like, come on. Question 18 was Brave New World.
What's
What was
that?
that?
Brave New World.
No, I fuck. No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
19 was The
Sorry, Black
Running
Ops.
Man.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. The Running Man is
Running Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
And finally,
Anybody?
That's Robocop.
that was Robocop.
That was RoboCop. It was.
No, it wasn't Running Man.
That was Robocop.
Yeah, I put Rotocop as an answer.
That's Robocop, dude.
But
Oh,
no, it's
shit.
not. But no, the 87 film by Arnold Schwarzenegger, 82 novel of the same name is The Running Man. There you go. And the final question was George Orwell.
But you got it wrong.
It was George Orwell.
Because the date's 1948, because it's hardly a look on fucking modern communism without it being in 48, because there was no communism.
Well,
So I got that wrong. I had Man in the High Castle on that one.
Why?
So-
No.
I'm not, because that's where I got my stuff from.
What?
All right,
Just waiting
let's
for
tally
Matt-
up.
I'm just
1,
waiting for
2,
Matt to
3,
burst into Cat's
1948.
stream. Just all manic.
6,
Just be
7,
like,
8, 9. So I got 15 out of 20. Not bad.
Woo!
I got 6.
Ooh.
Oh, the book title was 1984, DC. For question 20.
Chat, I know you're disappointed with me. I understand
Oh,
you're
my
confused.
stream
Why?
is frozen.
Oh
But
dear.
we're okay. But my stream is frozen.
Oh dear.
That's interesting.
When was Man in the High Castle written?
have
Based
no
on what I
idea.
can gather, what's just happened, we're on about 13, maybe 14 out of 20. Sorry, chat.
1962. Philip K. Dick. That's one I was confused with. So
yeah.
dystopian. Yeah.
They can still hear. Oh, great. On my screen, the videos are frozen. As long as you guys can still hear, that all matters. DC got 17 out of 20. That's pretty damn good.
Hey.
Fancy fucking pants. I may have got that much if I listened to maybe like my chat a tad more.
When
Mainly.
have you ever done that?
Fuck you. I want to congratulate Black Ops and Omako for bearing with me and persevering with me to get the answers, because otherwise I would have probably got worse than Andy. Yeah,
That
well,
would
maybe
be-
not. Maybe not.
No,
Like,
I
it's
think you probably
sci-fi. Nah, probably not. I might have got like 10. Maybe.
Interesting fact about Crichton that you got down here. He actually wrote ER.
Yes, I knew that.
Really weird, because I was like, every time we had an ER binge a few
Michael
weeks
Crichton
ago,
wrote, yeah.
Flo wrote everything. Jurassic Park. God damn it.
Chat, you've been amazing. You've been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Right or wrong, and you can't believe you remembered Happy Days. I'm sure a few of us have been surprised about what we remember tonight.
That I picked up from. There was a random offshoot from another. I was QI or something. Randomly, they're like just kind of mentioned it offhand. It's stuck in there.
I actually loved ER and all 14. Was it 14 seasons? I watched all of it when it first came out. So it used to be like, you know, when Channel 4 was at the height of its awesome TV shows. So there was one night where it was like Friends, Will and Grace, and ER or something like that. And I was like, yes, it's on a Friday. I can stay up late and I can watch it all.
I used to watch Will and Grace with my current partner at the time. God.
Oh dear. I mean, Jurassic Park, sci-fi?
Ooh.
It must be. Like, if you think about the literal science of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like there is no Jurassic Park without science. Or
I mean, does that
corporate
make
greed.
Godzilla sci-fi then?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Kaiju
It's almost,
films.
it's like straight into the
Pacific
sort of
Rim.
monster disaster movie. But yeah, they are a kind of offshoot of, just like dystopian movies are, sort of off from science, because science fiction have got to be the basis of it.
It's a great area. It's like, yeah.
Like
There's no
Pacific,
black and white.
what was it called? Pacific Rift or
Pacific
whatever?
Rim.
Rim, that's
Pacific-
it.
Yeah.
And then you had the Battleship movie. Battleship?
Oh, Battleship! Oh my god, that was no! Oh my god, what a
the one with
movie!
Rihanna
Very
in it.
bad.
Yes.
So very good. I loved
So I was
it.
like, ooh, there's a Skarsgård in it.
Fire
Oh, that's
Battleship.
it.
Boink, boink. Like, shoot.
You sunk
That
my
is great.
battleship.
Why did they even get that? Like, how did they get that passed? How did they get funded? Just like,
I don't know. I
terrible.
thought it was good. I thought it was enjoyable.
oh, don't get me wrong. I quite like the look of Rihanna, but at the same time, it's.
Chat's talking about Rihanna, so
After I saw the S&M music video, that was me sold.
Na, 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 come on.
go.
That was Rihanna.
Rihanna paid for it. She paid for it apparently.
It's the only way to get that on
It's like a
TV.
big music video for her.
Oh, I wasn't really paying attention to the actors, to be honest. I was just enjoying the battleships.
Yeah.
Big fan of the game.
Big fan. Love the game. Big fan. There we go.
It's one of
So,
those motherfuckers. Oh
we're
god,
coming-
Chat's loving the battleship thing.
The battleship thing. It's like, I think, I'm going to stick on Crichton anyway, because he's done so much TV. and movies that, like, you could almost do a podcast specifically on him, nothing else, because it's. I mean, I guess Jurassic Park is the big one, but what was the other ones that he did that just kind of. As I type away on my really noisy keyboard.
Can't hear.
Tick,
Didn't
tick,
hear
tick, tick, tick. Hey, that's good. Let's see. Da, 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 da.
Bit of AC/DC on the go. Where are the battleships? Where were they?
It's the Andromeda Strain movie. Have anyone seen that?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Great movie. Very weird premise that ultimately the only person that could save all humanity has epilepsy, which is triggered by red blinking lights, and before they can release the cure for this massive plague, it's a red blinking light that sets her off and she can't save humanity. It's really, really good.
Earliest Predator thing where the guy's son has something and then he deciphers the code and he unlocks the Predator stuff because he has epilepsy or autism. Is this just like a thing now?
Epilepsy and autism.
Just like, we could understand alien languages. It's like
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
Goldblum with Independence Day. He's just like, I can put this virus in this alien computer. Bam, done.
It's like in the
Do
movie
this.
Arrival, right, where she's can decipher these weird shapes.
Well, the translation thing. She
Yeah.
translate.
Translates
yeah.
them all. But in fact, the symbols actually can warp space and time.
That whole movie was a bit bizarre.
Yeah. What other ones? Lost
Sleeper
World.
Oh, Lost World, yeah.
Yeah. Congo.
Oh, killer monkeys.
Killer Monkeys. He did the
And then the
film
monkey thing.
Sphere.
Sphere.
That was a long time ago there. He wrote and directed Westworld.
Yeah, I fucking love Westworld. Oh, it's
Mhm.
so good.
You had no idea Michael Crichton wrote Westworld and Twister. Oh, Michael loves the Congo. That rhymed. Bad Gorilla. Amy Love.
Did a lot of crime stuff as well, like Rising Sun. Just yeah, pretty good movie. It's just iconic. If people could write as well as him, we would have a lot better movies.
Yeah.
A lot better. Oh yeah, god damn it! There's so much bad writing. I mean, science fiction can't be that hard to write. It really can't be.
Amy the gorilla in Congo?
It's
Can
just
anyone remember?
imagination, isn't it? Like,
You need to have if you can write and you've got an imagination, you should be able to do some decent sci-fi.
yeah.
One of those.
Let's see, what you want to know which one? Yes,
I
it
could
had
write.
Amy.
Yeah, it's Amy.
He also wanted to do a modern day version of King Solomon's Mines, but they got turned down. Oh, that was good.
Chat saying Antonio Banderas. I love Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
I would
He
like to marry
also
him.
was unfortunately involved in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
What's wrong with that?
It's a
Good movie. I enjoyed that one.
What's right with it? What do you mean what's
It was
wrong with it?
good.
Fucking hell.
Living in a certain place in Glasgow and watching it a lot with a certain person that also lived with me in Glasgow. Maybe not watched it, but was still in the same flat.
Bad Gorillas. Sorry.
It was a good movie.
Underworld and League of... Yeah, I watched those two things constantly when we lived in Glasgow, Lettuce.
First Underworld I enjoyed, but the fact that there are 4 more of them, I've watched them all, don't get me wrong, I love Kate Beckinsale, but fucking hell.
She was awful in Total Recall.
Yes, you. Oh, we didn't even talk about Total Recall tonight. Oh my god.
Oh, the remake.
The thing is,
Ugh.
I loved the remake. Weirdly, and I expected to
God
hate it.
damn it! Why
so
was
good.
it in March? Supposed to be fun. I want eyes exploding.
Yeah, there wasn't enough Google eyes.
I'm sorry. You can't cope with eyes in Event Horizon, but you can cope with it in Total Recall. Pick your side.
Really? Yeah. I'm very clear about this. I'm very specific with my horror.
But they're different. I mean, ultimately, one's an action movie, and one is psychological horror.
They were not horror eyes. They were action eyes. That's how I differentiate.
Action eyes.
I did not get horror from those eyeballs. I got action.
From free boobies and triple
And like,
boobs.
it's like the hey, I'm a taxi driver with 3 arms. Anyway.
Talk about
Sorry.
the Fifth Element either. Shit.
Oh God, Fifth Element.
No, we missed
Philo multi-pass. Multi-pass.
That's such a good movie.
Multi-pass.
I don't have the energy to talk like
Nah,
this.
it's because we brought it up in cult movies. I think my brain went, don't bring
Look
up
at your
the...
shame, all of you. Look
I
at
know,
your
we're
shame.
gutted. I know. But
I guess because we've already talked about a lot of cult movies, we didn't bring a lot of these up because they're
yeah,
just
because
sort
a lot of the sci-fi movies that we
Overreactive
like are
sci-
cult movies.
That's a fair point, Omako. Overreactive thyroid eyes. That could be a thing. Overreactive thyroid.
Eyes. All right.
I apologize, Black Ops. You mentioned Fifth Element about an hour ago. I am a shit person. I apologize.
See,
Yes.
Black Ops, I would have brought it up straight away.
So
Black Ops.
So I was supposed to sing the opera singer.
all right, I think this is time to wrap up the cast. I think this has been a very good moment. We've had a good quiz, some really interesting good discussions, some screams of multipass, and I think we've come up to the end of our wonderful stream from this evening. And until next month,
Multipass.
what did I have marked down for next month's?
It's the 2021 roundup.
The 2021 roundup. Yep. So we're going to discuss. We'll go.
Hot tub streaming. I thought we were all doing hot tub streaming.
That could be a part of it. That's how you round up 2021
I'll do it in the bath, it's fine.
Put up a
we say
laptop
hot
in the
tubs,
bath.
You're just gonna go into the bath with like some hot coals or something.
How hard would it be to get all 4 of you in the same hot tub?
Well, I'd have to go... That's
maybe-
like 3 countries, man.
I mean, what does Matt mean by hard?
Not that hard.
Just checking.
I want
Just-
to see it.
solid.
The same hot tub
Differentiate
on one
between
can.
hardness.
How fucking beautiful would that be?
I mean, it would be great if we could do one of these from a hot tub altogether, but there are some logistical issues.
Well, me and John, it's fairly easy, but
Yeah, lettuce is the problem.
yeah.
Lettuce is
Why?
far
How far
away.
away?
Well,
lettuce.
let's say summer next year, I could fly over.
Now, I'm also saying if someone can buy like molds of ears, we could make jelly ears and have a hot tub stream where we eat jelly ears and lick them as well.
Why?
You know what? We're coming to Scotland next summer. Let's just fucking make it happen. It's fine.
Jelly
I'll
ears.
talk to you later about it, Andy. It's a theme on Twitch, and it's annoying, and people are making a lot of money off licking fake ears. So I want to take the piss out of it.
Oh,
I
you're
wanna
talking about the ASMR things where they just got these ear headphone
Yeah.
microphone
Yep.
things.
Yeah, and they're like I
Whispering in
just
it like,
get-
oh yeah.
yeah.
Terrible.
I'm like, we do that with hot tubs, and the ears are made of jelly, and we lick and eat them, and we cover them in whipped cream, and we just go fucking nuts. We
But
will
I can
all be
still-
rich.
You know, ultimately, on just on this point, it's just like there's streams out there of just fish tanks that make got so much more subscribers. And, it's just like every time you stream, just have a fish tank part of your stream, just so people can watch it. And you might get, there's a cheeky way of getting a few more subs. I think might do that.
We won the quiz, right? I mean, buddy, we'll if that's what you want in our reality, we'll just say we won the quiz. Black Ops. No, don't
So,
tell them that, Black Ops.
What
I'm
do you
rejecting
guys
your
think?
reality.
Should we do a quiz night on a regular basis? Well, I'll actually write up some quizzes, and we'll do a quiz night, like
That
a
might be fun.
pub
Quiz
quiz,
night, that'd be amazing.
an actual
Yeah.
pub quiz style thing.
Team
I like-
Shiny will fucking crucify you all. I'm just saying now.
Absolutely.
We do
I might
have
be
some
doing my
area
next
with
video
powers as
chatty
well.
bit from the workshop because,
Me-
well, I can move
Yeah,
stuff around.
that's cool.
That's fine. Like I've got two legends in chat right now, and they just turned up. If we get a planned quiz team, then we're sorted. But these guys have been the backbone of my yeah.
But I might actually do it a bit like a quiz show. So I might set it up that I actually have. I've got ideas where I'll put the quizzes up on the questions up on screen.
Perhaps buzzers.
Yeah, I could do rounds like that. I might do different types of rounds and stuff like that. So
Hang on,
we'll see how it goes. I've
That'd be
got
cool.
ideas, but I think might do
Pulling out
not
your
just this
tabs.
podcast, but we'll do an act because it's been so popular. Might do a pub quiz.
buzzers.
Buzzers. Bzz, bzz, bzz. But I may, ultimately I could do it through something like Kahoot or something like that. So it can everyone
Yeah.
everyone else can then log in on their phones and take part and see who's the best in all of the communities.
That'd be
Butt
cool.
plug things we put up our asses, and then when you get
Yeah,
That's only-
Bluetoothed ones that buzzed. You can
Yeah.
on apps. Yep. So
Yeah,
anyway, let's wrap this up anyway and finish off the streams. Thank you everyone for thanks everyone for taking part. Thank you, Kat, John, Andy for taking part, and thank you for all your communities for being a integral part of making this a success. And thank you all very much. Bye everybody. Thank you very much. Bye.